Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Comedian Singularity, where everything in life begins with a laugh. My name is Dr. Dan, and I will be your co-host for today. Now, you may all wonder, why Comedian Singularity? Well, you all know that 13.1 billion years ago, the universe, there was a Big Bang that happened, and whatever you see here today is the result of that. So in life, when you meet someone and they make you laugh, it's the beginning of a new friendship. So this is what we wanted to bring here today. So we're gonna have 12 comedians for today's show, and they will all have 10 minutes to make you laugh like there's no tomorrow. And we want you guys to have a good experience, so they have all original content. And the key here is that we all want them to have a 30-minute sitcom show on Netflix or Hulu. That's what the purpose of this show is for. Now, I'm not a comedian, but I'm gonna try to do something here and make you laugh. Now, I'm gonna have, this show is actually co-produced with the Four Corners comedian. Brock Snyder is the one who brought all those incredible comedians together and to be able to all impress you here today. Now, I recently heard that the company, the Sweden company IKEA, is coming here to town and is sponsoring a lot of new schools in the DMV. This is very generous of their part, but it's gonna be a bitch to assemble, right? Now, I just got a new job. I'm very, very excited about it. And the company decided to put 500 people under me. And then I realized that the job is cutting grass at a cemetery. Until I knew that. And then I decided to not take the job. Just recently, I actually put a deposit on the new Porsche. And I was so excited that I posted on Facebook. And I said, I'm so excited I could not wait for my new 911 to arrive. And right, like 10 minutes after that, I got 4,000 requests from Muslim extremists. I don't get why, but that was the whole point. But anyway, I'm going to introduce my good friend Brock Snyder, and he's going to basically introduce all the comedians to you. Brock, the floor is yours.
Woo! How we feeling tonight, everybody? Comedian Singularity, keep clapping. Woo! Yes! Working out, okay, 3 more, 2 and 1, okay. Woo! I need a cigarette after that. Anyway, thanks so much for coming out today. My name is Brock Snyder. I'm gonna be your host for today. Thanks a lot, Dr. Dan, for attempting to do comedy as well. Pretty good, pretty good. I've been doing comedy for a bunch of years. I produce comedy shows at bars and restaurants. We ran a show at an old folks home once. You ever been to these places? Cool, don't go. They're not fun. They're not. We got paid in sugar cookies, which is super cool. There was a woman there that I was really connecting with at this old folks home. I don't know what it was about her. She just had this air to her, and I was immediately attracted to her. I'm like, Miss, I don't know what it is about you, but I feel like I would have really liked to have caught the clap from you back in the 50s. She was like, Sonny, I totally would have given it to you. It's like, all right, miss, let's go find a broom closet. Figured that out. I got to tell you, some of you ladies out there, so sorry. I'm no longer single, off the market. Met my girlfriend, thank you. Met my girlfriend online. Got her, like I get most things, online, okay? Shoe fit perfectly. I know what you're thinking, Brock, did you get laid the first night? Yes, I did. And I was wearing this jacket, so. But no, I met my girlfriend, and I feel like when you meet somebody, you know, whether or not you drop the L-bomb at the same time. My girlfriend said that she loved me, but she was hammered and was not going to remember it, so I refused to say it back to her. Fast forward a month or so, we are at LA Fitness applying for a gym membership. Let me continue to the story. I did not get the goddamn gym membership. Okay, we walk in, this girl asked my girlfriend a very unusual question. She's like, hey, miss, what are your current health goals? Without hesitation, my girlfriend's like, I want to lose 20 pounds, but I refuse to quit drinking. Oh my God, I'm gonna propose this bitch right here. I didn't even know that was an answer. Neither did the girl that was asking us all these questions. She just checked the box for alcoholic, and now I pay $7.99 extra per month. I got that going on for us. Fast forward a couple weeks later, you know, I feel like if you really love somebody, you should be able to knock it out of the park for their birthday. So my birthday came along. She surprised me with a party bus that didn't have one, but 2 stripper poles in it. Why? Because she knows me. And catered Panda Express. I know. I immediately started crying as soon as I saw this. All my friends saw me. My birthday went downhill from there. Then her birthday came along. I'm like, all right, I'm going to get this girl. Like, I'm going to get her favorite thing in the world. So I'm like, babe, here's $50. You can have whatever you want at your favorite place, Taco Bell. She was like, he does love me. Those of you not laughing, you are a Chipotle crowd, and I hope you get salmonella. Okay, we had a blast, all right? I had a Baja blast. She had a blast about an hour later after she processed the Taco Bell. That is a poop joke, America. Eat it up. What? Anyway. And I feel like we've combined bank accounts, and that's a pretty tough thing because, we'll have like our rent is around the corner. I didn't pay my cell phone bill yet. We got to pay the car bill. I'm like, babe, we got all these bills stacking up. What are we going to do? She's like, is the Netflix still on? It's like, yeah, that's like $12. She's like, okay, I think the rest will just fall in place. We'll just figure it out. But it's tough to love a comedian, Like, I really give her mad props because comedians are crazy people. But I wasn't always a comedian. Back in the day, my mother came to me at 9 years old with that classic sports dilemma, like, what sport are you going to do? But it wasn't baseball or soccer or football. She's like, you're going to choose between two things, tap dancing and baton twirling. The choice is yours. And I still got the jazz split to prove it. Okay, yeah. So why can't you look me in the eyes right now? What is that about? Anyway, guys, we're going to get this thing going because we got a lot of really funny comedians we got to get to. The first comedian coming to stage, not only does he make his own homemade cookies, but he's also one of the most amazing comics in the DMV. Give it up for my man, Mr. Keith Corey. Clap it up for Keith Corey, everybody. Woo!
Give it up for Brock, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. All right, how you guys doing? You guys are good? You guys are good? Good. I'm glad to be here. I know that was weird. He said I can bake my own cookies and just don't look like I can do anything, so that creeps people out automatically. I'm having a good day. I'm trying to better myself. Trying to better myself. And I'm just broke. Anybody broke? Okay, I believe that. Anybody ever been to the point in their life they so broke somebody else's struggle sounds like some good advice? Anybody? Just me? I got in an argument with one of my old uncles over Christmas, and he was just telling me about his brokenness back in the day and trying to compare it to mine now, and it didn't make any sense. He was like, Keith, back in the day, we was so broke, we had to wash our paper plates. The whole time I was just staring at him, I was like, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. I hate it, man. I'm at the point in my life I'm so broke, I whisper when I ask for stuff from people because I'm too embarrassed to be heard out loud. You know what I mean? I be calling the McDonald's asking stupid questions. Hey, so how far does your free Wi-Fi stretch? My apartment is on the 10th floor. I hate it, man. You can't date when you're broke. It sucks. I usually meet a lot of young ladies that just want to eat. Just tell me you're hungry, and we'll, settle this right then and there. But they never do, and I always meet a lot of ladies that, pick where we want to go on the first date, and it never works out. You know what I mean? Because women do not care about your budget at all as a man. You're nodding your head, sir. I made the mistake of letting this one young lady pick where we were going to go, and just by the ambiance of the restaurant we went to, I knew I wasn't supposed to be there financially. As soon as we walked in, we was holding hands, and I looked, and I was like, yeah, the lights are too dim. I'm walking out on this check. I'm walking out. I try to go in the bathroom and calm myself down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Go in the bathroom, use the bathroom. I go to wash my hands in the sink, and they had rocks in the bathroom sink. You guys ever been to a restaurant where they had rocks in the bathroom sink? I'm not supposed to be there. I'm not supposed to be there at all, but it freaked me out. We ended up going back to my place to watch some movies, right? And we're just sitting in my bed. She gets up and just goes to my bathroom. And I'm just sitting waiting for her for like 20 minutes. And I'm like, what is she doing? Just chilling, waiting on her. She comes back in my room and just starts yelling at me. She's like, oh, my God, Keith, did you know you had rocks in your bathroom sink? You must make a lot of money at your job. Oh, my God. And I couldn't lie to her, so I just looked her dead in the face. And I was like, actually, I was cleaning out my goldfish tank. But if you still want to fool around later, you can still do that. It's cool, though. I made 2 mistakes out of my whole life, everybody. I went to Everest College. Then I graduated Everest College. If you guys don't know what Everest College is, it's a college with a commercial on TV right now. And that's where the joke should stop. That's where the joke should stop. But it does not. If you've never seen an Everest College commercial, it's a black dude standing in the middle of Best Buy parking lot. And he's just telling people to go to Everest College. That's the whole commercial. And I listen like an idiot. Hate that school, man. Nobody appreciates my degree. The most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me, a manager bust out laughing in my face when he saw my resume. I went to Everest College. And before that even happened, I'm just like, this is some unprofessional stupidity right here. Before that even happened, I was just sitting across the table from him. I'm like, I know I got the job. I know I got the job. I'm dressed nice. I got a haircut. I answered all the questions. I know I got the job. And he's just looking at my resume. He's like, all right, Keith, everything checks out. But here, though, it says you went to Everest College. Really? I'm just like, you know what? Screw Red Lobster. I don't even know why I'm here. This is BS. I'm trying to better my life. I'm allergic to shellfish. Hate it, man. I would have thought like my family would have been proud of me because I graduated college too, but they're not. I gave my grandmother my degree when I graduated Everest College like 3 years ago, right? And over my grandmother's house, there's a wall of achievements in the family. You want to be on that wall so everybody can see what you've done and be proud of you. You know what I mean? And I just moved back in the area, so this past Thanksgiving was the first time I got to spend time with my family in a long time. So on the way to my grandmother's house, I'm just sitting in the car, and I'm like, I know my degree is going to be on that wall. I'm going to be proud. I'm going to tear up a little bit. I'm just thinking about it. Get to my grandmother's house, go to the wall, and at the top of the wall is a picture of my grandmother because she's the matriarch of the family, right? Under that was her children's college degrees, right? And then under that was her grandchildren's stuff from like high school, right? And then under that was her great-grandchildren's stuff from like elementary school, right? And then under that was my uncle's sobriety certificate. And then right on the floor was my Everest College degree. And I did cry. I cried. I got that out. And I had to talk to my grandma. I was like, Grandma, like, why is my degree on the floor? Do you love me? And my grandmother says, maybe it must have failed. So I go back to the wall, and I try to get my degree from behind the radiator. And it was a nail behind my degree, so my grandmother nailed my degree to the floor and installed a radiator in front of it. So I'm talking to you guys now. So this is my therapy. It sucks, man. My grandmother's a crazy person. My grandmother has a Facebook. I believe if you're over the age of 50, you should not be on Facebook. I don't know why my grandmother's on Facebook. She's almost 80. Like, she has no friends. You know what I mean? Like, she got mad because I wouldn't accept her Facebook friend requests. And got mad and called me and just started yelling at me. She was like, I know you see Grandma. Don't do that to Grandma. I was like, actually, I don't. Your profile picture is a question mark. Get off the computer, Grandma. I'm a fan of Facebook. Facebook messed my life up for like 9 years. I was in a relationship for a long time. And when me and my ex-girlfriend broke up, I had to go on my Facebook and change my relationship status from in a relationship to single. And this is what Facebook did. Facebook said I was interested in men and women. And I had it up for 9 years without me even knowing about it. The messed up thing is I do comedy. But outside of me doing comedy, I'm an introvert, and people think I'm shy. And the only people I'm friends with on Facebook are other comedians and people I went to high school with. So when I changed it, Keith Corey is no longer bisexual. He's only interested in women at 2:30 in the morning. I'm pretty sure everybody from my old high school saw that post and was like, oh, so that's why he was so quiet. My grandmother gonna post on my Facebook wall, even though you date men, Jesus still loves you, LOL. I'm like, you know what, Grandma, it's not even cool. So me and my grandmother not friends no more on Facebook. This is a crazy world, man. I always get looks like that, you know what I mean? I'm not a man's man, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not into like sports or cars or anything like how most other guys are. I do know how to cook and I know how to bake, and I guess that throws people off a little bit, you know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, my mother always taught me the lesson of learn how to cook and learn how to clean so I don't have to depend on a woman to do it. And now I'm lonely, so thanks, Mom. It does have its benefits, though. Like, I try to, impress women a little bit if I like them enough, you know what I'm saying? I tried to cook this one young lady some Thai food one time, and it didn't work out. It didn't work out. Yeah, you guys ever, like, work with rice noodles? It's the most scariest thing in the world. A pack this big blew up in my house. You know what I'm talking about. Tried to have the food ready for her when she came. I just opened the door, just noodles all over the place. As soon as I opened the door, it just looked like Jumanji just happened in my house. It's scary. It's wild, though. Like, I usually don't tell a lot of women I know how to cook because they try to take advantage of me. You know what I'm saying? Within, like, the first 2 weeks of knowing a young lady, if I like her enough, I'll have her come over. You know what I'm saying? Fix her something nice. She'll be in the car when she's leaving, calling her friends. Oh, my God, girl, he made me lobster and risotto. I don't even know what risotto is. I think I love him. 3 months later down the line, the gender role switch. She's sitting in my living room with all of her friends, watching my TV, watching like a Sex and the City marathon. Her and her friends are just yelling in the kitchen. And where is our salmon croquettes? We are hungry. You're a grown man in your own house trying not to cry with flour in your hands. Her and her friends thought it was funny to pitch in and get you an apron with your name stitched on it. That's what my life is like. It's cool, though. As I mentioned earlier, my mother taught me a lot of things. Earlier, when I was younger, my mother, I used to hate living with my mother. It wasn't like as bad, but as a teenager, it just kind of sucked. You know what I mean? Like, one of the number one chores I hated doing was doing the dishes. I hated doing the dishes. It used to irritate me, make your hands all wrinkly. Hated doing it. But my mother would always make me do it. And I remember one night I got so mad and frustrated I just cursed at my mom because I didn't want to do it. And I'm just in a room and I'm like, you know what, Mom? I'm not doing this. This is ridiculous. I don't want to do the dishes. I have school tomorrow. You don't have a job. I have responsibilities. I said this all in my head. So my mother sensed the frustration in my face, and she just came in my room and just grabbed me and just dragged me in the kitchen, just threw me in the kitchen. So I was just like, you know what? I'm still not going to do the dishes. So I just pretty much went in the kitchen and just like flopped my arms around in the dish soap. My mother heard that, came in the kitchen, took my arms and did the dishes with my own arms. And I'm like, you could have just did the dishes. I'm pretty sure one of my neighbors was walking past the kitchen window looking in just like, I think we need to call Child Protective Services. This isn't. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Woo! Keep it clapping for Keith Core, everybody. He doesn't really talk to his mom much anymore, so that's a strained relationship. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, guys, next comedian coming to the stage just made in the top 4 in Magooby's new Comedian of the Year competition. Give it up for my man, Mr. Scott Sees. Scott Sees, everybody. Woo!
Thanks, guys. What's going on? My name is Scott. As you can tell, I am dangerously thin, all right? Very skinny. Very skinny. I am so skinny, when I take my shirt off, I look like a race dog, okay? And not like lean, like underfed. That's what I look like. I have the body type of a dog in a Sarah McLachlan commercial. That's what I'm saying. That's hard. That's hard for me to look this way, because sometimes I'll try to be sensual. You know what I mean? And that's not the joke yet, ma'am. But thank you. Appreciate that. The ego boost. That was nice. It's like I'll try to be sensual. So I'll go to lay down on the bed. It's just the Greyhound bus logo, you know? It's not a good look. It's a copyright issue whenever I lay down. It really is. It is. I was at a show the other night, and I come up on stage. A woman shouts out, "I'm jealous of your thigh gap." Pretty nice. On the list of things that make you feel like a man, it's not high up. It's not high up. I had a single mom growing up. Clap if you had a single mother. Anyone out there have a single mom? Okay, yeah, a couple people. The rest of you, that's okay. Some people need two parents. That's all right. No judgment, no judgment. I was raised by my single mother and my sister. That's come with a couple of effects, all right? One, I love Hugh Grant, okay? I could eat Hugh Grant up. Two, I follow Gwyneth Paltrow's food blog, okay? This is true. And the third effect, the biggest one, I sit down to pee, okay? Don't hang your head in shame, sir. Oh, wow. You don't sit? You had the single mom. You don't sit? Hell no. It's like, I will not cross that bridge with you. I sit. I didn't know standing was an option, I got to be honest. I only sit, and not only do I sit down to pee, but also when I'm done, I wipe, okay? I wipe. Yes. You don't wipe either, right? No. This guy's a man. He lets it dribble, okay? Drop. Why don't men wipe, though, right, ladies? Why don't men don't want to get the urine off their bodies, off their clothes? Because what do you guys do? What do you do instead? You do after you pee? You do the shake. The shake's not good. Because the shake is just getting pee in more places, okay? You got to get it off of you. Get it off. Otherwise, just dribbling right down into your pants. My friends go, a couple drops don't count. I'm sorry. Drops count, right? You're saying you're okay with the fact that your pants contain the same amount of urine as a can of Arizona iced tea. You're okay with that? That's not good. It's not a good standard. See, this is why men are so angry all the time, because they always have pee in their pants. This is true. Men walking around, pants filled with pee. No one's talking about it. Mm-hmm. Preach. This is all the truth up here. You have pee in your pants right now, correct, sir? Probably. You guys look damp. I think it's from the... Tell you guys are soaked up front. That's good. This guy's sitting on a towel. And then I got a stepdad. You guys got stepdad? You got a stepdad now? That's all right. Tell your mom to keep looking. Plenty of fish in the sea. Plenty of fish in the sea. I have a stepdad. Being a stepdad's hard. I feel bad for mine sometimes. Being a stepdad is like getting hired to be the coach halfway through a basketball game, right? And the only thing the players know about you, for sure, is that you're hooking up with their mom. That's all they know. We got to like this guy? It's like meeting the stepkids is like going into the locker room at halftime. And half the players are like, whoa, what happened to the old coach? And the other half is like, well, maybe we're better off without a coach. You as the new coach got to be like, guys, listen, I would never try to replace your old coach, okay? You don't even have to call me coach if you don't want to. You can build to that. You can just call me Rick. That's all. That's it. That's what being a stepdad is like. That's what being a stepdad is like. As I got engaged recently. Woo. I got engaged to be married. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you. It's fun. I get to use the word fiance a lot now. Get to use a very fancy word for a not fancy life. So I get to say things like, oh, you know, for dinner last night, my fiance and I ate 30 pizza rolls. So good. Frozen. My friends come to me for advice on relationships now. I got one friend who always gets into fights with his girlfriend. He comes to me, he's like, oh man, I was getting a fight with my girlfriend last night. I was getting so frustrated with her, so mad, I just ended up punching a hole right through the wall. You know what I mean? No. No idea. I can't punch a hole through the wall. First of all, I rent, okay? You understand? I can't punch a hole through the wall. I'm not even allowed to hang up pictures, according to the lease. Start punching holes, the security deposit, that's gone, all right? Also, I'm not strong enough, right? I need help pulling apart the shopping carts at the grocery store. I can't punch through solid wall. They're struggling. I look like I've lost my mom at the grocery store, and I'm pulling apart shopping carts. That's what I look like. You got pee-pee pants, exactly. That your mantra, you're the pee-pee pants, pee-pee pants. As you guys drive, clap if you drive. Clap if you drive. Woo! Oh, yeah. Everyone. Very good. You guys ever, I was driving earlier today. I saw a whole bunch of ducks crossing the road. You ever see ducks cross the road? Beautiful sight to see. Beautiful sight. Everyone stops for the ducks, right? No matter what's going on. Red light, green light. See the ducks? You stop. Oh, how cute. Human crosses the road? The hell are you doing, asshole? What the hell? I'll kill you. Get angry. You guys get road rage? Oh, yeah. You look like a psychopath. You look scary. Get angry. People merging at the wrong time. Angry people not using a turn signal. Angry people going the speed limit. Going the speed limit. The speed limit is the only law we have that if you follow it, people are going to get pissed off. It's the only, oh, you're doing 35 and a 35? Well, up yours, Grandma. Like, why? Holy moly. What's your go-to thing to shout at on the road? That's right. That's right. That's not safe for work. I go to flea markets a lot. Went to a flea market last week. Flea markets are very fun. If you've never been to one, a flea market is basically just an outdoor Walmart where every cashier is addicted to meth. That's what a flea market is. They're very scary. Stepdad loved flea markets. Stepdad taught me about a whole bunch of things I'd never heard. He taught me about the phrase, balls to the wall. And all the boys say it. All my friends go, we're going balls to the wall tonight, son. We're going balls to the wall tonight. I'm taking out my balls. I'm putting them on this wall. Why is that fun? I'm going to have to clean the wall? Well, now there's pee on the wall. Great. Never heard my mom say anything like that, right? Never heard her going out with her friends like, come on, gals, tonight we're hitting the town. Tonight we're going clits to the ceiling. Let's go. All right, guys, I'm Scott Cease. Thank you so much for the time. Appreciate it.
Guys, keep clapping for Scott Cease, right? So cute. Love Scott Cease. You guys are going to, next time you pee, you're all going to think about that. You're like, oh, man, like maybe I should, but I'm already here. Someone throw me some TP. Okay, I'm at the urinal. I don't know how to do this. Anyway, guys, the next comedian coming to the stage, he's done comedy all over the Eastern Seaboard. Just moved to New York. We are lucky to have him here. Give it up for the man of many voices, Mr. Alex Starr. Woo!
Give it up for Brock Snyder in the building doing this thing. You guys having a good time so far? Everybody's hanging out and having a good time all the way from New York City. I didn't think I was going to make it here today. I am Forrest Whitaker eye-tired right now. Like, it's been crazy, man. No, I recently performed in New York. Like, I moved to New York, and I performed in New York last night, and I didn't have a good set, and this lady screamed out. But what I realized as a performer, when you're not having a good set and someone screams out, it's not them screaming out. It's more so what they say that could hurt you. Like, when I wasn't having a good set and this lady screamed out, she didn't scream out anything regular. Like, she didn't scream out, boo! She didn't say that. Or she didn't scream out, get off stage! She didn't say that either. I was having a horrible set in New York and this lady screamed out, what in the hell is going on? Which in my mind made me think maybe she thinks comedy has stopped and something else has started. And what was even worse than that is when she screamed out, "What in the hell is going on?" It was a guy on the other side, and he answered her. Like, she screamed out, "What in the hell is going on?" And the guy on the other side was like, "Man, hell if I know." I think it's just like a New York thing. Like, I was walking down the street one time in New York, and some lady just screamed out, "If I don't find my ponytail, ain't nobody leaving." Looked at it, I was like, "How, Sway?" And here's the difference, like with DC and New York, the only difference is in DC, you could tell who's crazy on the train before those doors close. Like, we all been on the train in DC and saw somebody like, "Oh, I'm going to the next car." In New York, you can't tell who's crazy until those doors close. I think the doors closing in New York sounds like this to a crazy person. End action. Because it's usually somebody you don't think it is. Like, you step beside them, they're wearing a suit. And as soon as those doors close, here he goes. "I talked to Jesus today. And he told me to punch a baby in the face." I did. Some lady on the other side of the train, "What in the hell is going on?" And I missed my Amtrak like coming down here, so I had to take Megabus. I'm going to tell you this. You know, right? Megabus is the most ghetto form of transportation you will ever take in your life. I knew it was messed up. This is how the Megabus driver pulled up to the first rest stop. "All right, y'all." Anytime somebody professional starts off a sentence with, "All right, y'all," it's all downhill from there. "All right, y'all. Y'all got 15 minutes. If you're not back on this bus in 15 minutes, I will leave you." Some innocent Indian woman stood up and was just like, "Is there a bathroom inside?" You know what the Megabus driver said? "All right, now you got 14 minutes and 55 seconds. Another lady stood up on the bus. "What in the hell is going on?" Edibles kicked in right on time. Now I'm going to skip over that joke. It's all good. It's a Trump nation now, baby. It is a Trump nation now. But you ever think, like, with Donald Trump being in office, does Barack Obama really talk like that? Like, as the first black president, Barack Obama, he had to be articulate. He had to be intelligent. But you ever think, does Barack really talk like that? Can you imagine it's like 3 in the morning, somebody's playing on Barack's phone. He picks up, he answers, he's frustrated. Well, you got to stop calling here. You got to stop calling. I mean, it's like your 3rd time calling, and I'm getting frustrated. I'm getting frustrated, and I'm getting tired, and you can't keep calling like this. And Barack Obama is the whitest black dude ever. So if he decides to curse, it's usually not really a curse. Well, you're going to make me say it. You're going to make me say, I'm going to say a bad word. Well, boom, shakalaka. Brock gets frustrated. He calls Jay-Z. Jay-Z picks up, but it's late at night, too. Jay-Z just dropped the album. He had twins. Hove picks up. I mean, you just can't keep calling here like that either. Like, you know, it's really frustrating for me. Like, I'm tired. Like, you know, I'm sleepy. It's, it's messing up my sleeping pattern. And Jay-Z just saying, well, it's messing up my sleeping pattern. Imagine if Jay-Z just couldn't stop laughing. Yes. Jay-Z gets frustrated. He calls Denzel, but Denzel's the one playing on the phone, so Denzel picks up, but all Denzel wants to know is, did you tell him it was him? So Denzel picks up. All right, I need to understand one thing. I need to understand if you told him, huh? Yeah. I need to understand if you told him it was me, because that means I can't call back anymore, huh? I can't call back anymore. I can't have a good time. I can't do what I wanted to do. You know, I'm not doing a movie right now. I was saying, huh? Yeah. You know that. I think the older you get as a black dude, you just make faces and, yeah, you know that, huh? Some lady jumped on the call. What in the hell is going on? You ever ask somebody something and they just say something stupid? Like I was outside and I was talking to this chick and I said, what do you think about ISIS? And she was like, I don't know. I like a lot of them in my drink. I love ISIS. I like ISIS in my tea. I like ISIS in my coffee. I love a lot of ISIS. Bruce Jenner is not the first person from the Kardashian family to make the transition. The first one was Kim Kardashian. She went from man to man to man to man to Ray J to man to Kanye. I don't think we should be mad at Bill Cosby for everything that's going on with him. I think we should be mad at Dr. Huxtable. He was the one with the pills. Bill Cosby was just a comedian. I was on the fence as a black person when that happened with Bill Cosby because I was just thinking, like, who would go back to his room with a voice like that? Like, what were Bill Cosby pickup lines? Like, well, you got to know how to do. Would you go back with somebody that sounds like that? This sounds creepy already. Well, I was looking at you from across the thing. Bill Cosby had to roofie himself. This is a lifetime roofie. Well, you know, all right, real quick. Doesn't seem like Barack Obama buffers when he talks. You ever watch Barack doing his speeches? Doesn't seem like Barack buffers when he talks. Well, if there's anyone out there that still doubts that in America, today is your answer. It's the answer taught for those to be cynical and in disbelief. If I had a son, he'd look just like Trayvon. I wonder if Brock really talks like that. Like Michelle says, hey, Brock, you want to have sex? If there's anyone out there that doubts I do, let this penis be your answer. Yes, we can. All right, lastly, a little bit about myself. Growing up, my dad was paranoid schizophrenic, and he had multiple personalities, and he watched a lot of movies. And sometimes throughout the day, he would become the people that he saw in these movies. Can you imagine asking your dad to read you a bedtime story, and the last movie he watched was Training Day with Denzel? Dad, can you read me a bedtime story? All right, if that's what you want me to do, if you want me to read you a bedtime story, huh? You know I can do that. I can read you any type of bedtime story you want me to read you, all right? There was 3 bears, all right? You know how that story goes. There was Mother Bear. You know Mother Bear was there. You know how the story goes. There was Papa Bear. You know if Mother Bear was there, you know Papa Bear to be there because that's how the story goes, all right? And there was Baby Bear, yeah, huh? They started getting the stuff that was going on in the family and wasn't really going on in the story. You know, Papa Bear looked at Baby Bear and he thought to himself, you know, I never thought Baby Bear looked like me at all. I never thought Baby Bear looked like me at all. I was like, Dad, that's not the story. He was like, all right, yeah, let me start over. Thank you, Alex Starr. Good night.
Woo! Guys, Alex Starr, right? Yes. Love that guy. All right, the next comedian to go on the stage is the last comedian we have for this episode. Give it up for Mr. Martin Phillips. Martin Phillips, everybody.
No, whatever. Hey, look. Hey, I didn't care about it. Hey, what's up, everyone? I gotta tell you, I really like this stage. This white brick background reminds me of my shower, so I'm very comfortable right now. And I'm also very comfortable because usually there's multiple people in there with me. But let me clarify, never a 10-year-old boy. No, so. No, not weird. So I'm good. Okay, here's jokes. Now they're not 8. I text my sister. I was like, hey, what's the Netflix password? And then a few hours after she replied, Grandpa died. And at first I was like, that's the password? Like, no, my grandfather actually, he did pass away, and I was like, oh, goodness. But seriously, what is the password? Like, can we get that taken care of first? And that's a true story how I found out my grandfather died. So, hey, he's okay with it, because he didn't know what Netflix was anyway, so it's okay. I was born in the year of the horse, and lately I've been noticing I have a lot in common with horses. Like, I enjoy having my hair brushed. Actually, that's a joke. It's because I sniff glue. Anyway, I think my birthday was a few months ago. It's a big deal. It happens every year, which sounds like a joke, but a lot of people they can't relate. Like people born on leap year, that's a struggle. 'Cause you don't know what it's like to be 8 years old and a mom. I like that joke. That's up there for me. But my mom sent me a birthday card this year, and inside the card she wrote "Happy Birthday" in quotation marks. Yeah, and after I read that, I thought, wait, is it my birthday? Like, is there something you want to tell me or something? Like, so when I wrote her back, I wrote, "I love you. See you soon." So my birthday, I got this Fitbit. It's a Fitbit. It's not a life alert. But the other day, it told me I've covered the same mileage that penguins march to mate. It's true. The only difference is at the end they had sex. My feet just hurt. So I don't think it was worth it. Here you go. Hey, you guys have good Groundhog's Day, which was months ago. But they say if the groundhog sees its shadow, it's going to be afraid. But I think it's going to be afraid when it sees a bunch of weirdos worshiping it. You know, I'm sure the groundhog's like, "Hey, I'm the groundhog. I'm a woodland creature. I'm a false prophet. I don't have the answers. Leave me alone." I didn't know what Groundhog Day was at first. I thought groundhog, is that like ground beef? Yeah, like, I love barbecue, dude. Like, hell yes. I used to think barbecue was literally spelled BBQ. And then I realized I was DUM. I'm not good at spelling. Ever watch a spelling bee on TV? Like, the kid who wins, he's like so elated, he's like crying. I see that, I'm like, put it together, kid. Like, you're already gonna get beat up on Monday. I don't think like that crying's not gonna help your case there. Right? You can't spell your way out of that one. Like, I actually work at a middle school, so I hate my life. The only difference is they pay me to go now, and it's still not worth it. But anyway, yeah, I work at a school and whatever, so I don't know if there could be a possibility I could get a gun soon, so things don't look it up, you know? But, you know, that's a bad idea. Bad idea on multiple levels, and for me, I'm just inexperienced, you know? Like, I think I'd be like a bad shot, you know? Like, God forbid anything happens, you know? But the headline would read, like, school shooter shoots 3 students while teacher accidentally shoots 7 more. I'm just like, So I'm saying I'm not a hero. I'm just part of the problem. Like, that's, you don't want me. It's not good. But I have a niece. She's like 3 years old or something. I don't know. She's not my kid. I don't know. But I don't know. But I'm just the uncle. But you know, sometimes I see her. I watch TV with her. I watch all these kid shows. They're pretty good. I don't know if you guys heard of Paw Patrol. Yeah, dude. Paw Patrol gets shit done. Like, even when my friends call me for help, I'm like, yo, you call Paw Patrol yet? Like, dude, like 911 doesn't always show up, but Paw Patrol does. Like, there's this other show, it's called Dinosaur Train, and it's about these dinosaurs that ride a train. It's very self-explanatory in the title. But now that my niece watches this show, and I have that talk with her. It's like, hey, everyone on the show is gonna die. You're not gonna like the last episode. It's gonna blow you away. Really? Because dinosaurs, okay. But now, so there's this other dinosaur show I don't like, and I'm really familiar with it. I watch Barney now as an adult. And I realize that guy has the worst advice. Like, they go to Barney with their problems, and Barney just goes, hey, well, let's sing a song. It's like, no, Barney, like, you're avoiding this situation right now. Like you are brushing this under the rug. Like, Barney, this is like real fucking life, okay? Like, my dad still hits me. Like, what song do you have for that? Like, or it's like, hey, Barney, like, that song is good and everything, but Sally's having a seizure right now, so maybe we should do something. Just a thought. Yeah, man. Are you guys into the new national pastime of curling? Yo, we want that gold baby is sweeping the nation. See what I did there? Okay. Actually, there was his curler who was found taking steroids. So if you think he was good at curling, you should see him when he's cleaning. Right? People love my curling impression. But he's on steroids, so it's like. But you think that's how they like. That's what curlers do in their off season. They're like janitors and maids, you know, like that's how they recruit. Like, hey, we've seen you up and we like your stuff. Welcome to U.S. curling. Well, the Olympics were cool. Olympics are always cool because it's a chance where nations can compete against one another. The only other time that happens is war. So, if you didn't like the Olympics, it could have been worse. If you don't like war, stay tuned. All right. We're gonna, this is, yeah. Bit closer, baby. You guys ready? You guys ready? Okay, we're gonna start end this the way we started. So, another funeral joke. It's not my grandfather's, but this other funeral I went to once. The guy and his family, they were atheists. And I don't have a problem with that. I don't care. It's just like, after the ceremony, it's just kind of awkward. Because I don't really know what to say, you know? Like, it doesn't fit always. I was going to say, hey, he's in a better place. Well, I guess he's not. Or I was going to say, hey, you'll see him again. Well, I guess you won't. So I just said, the end. Thank you.
Woo! Big round of applause for Martin Phillips. So, I haven't been speaking to my wife for the past few days. I just don't like to interrupt her. All right. So, I just like to. My wife sent me a message. She said, "Sex is best on vacation." That is the worst postcard I've ever gotten in my life. Now, I went to the doctor last week for a hearing problem, and he asked me, "Can you please describe your symptoms?" I said, "Sure." Well, Homer is the fat guy, Marge has the blue hair, Maggie is a smart person, and Bart is a moron. Now, we will take a 10-minute break, and we will be back. We have like 4 more comedians coming up. You guys can go to the restroom, wipe up the pee from whatever. And, just do not wipe, actually take a cloth. And then we will be back here. Like I said, we have 4 more great comedians, so please don't leave, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks. Welcome everyone to the second segment of Comedian Singularity, where everything in life begins with a laugh. Now, then, does anyone know here what's the difference between Bill Cosby and a rap artist? No? Art. Remove the word art, and what's left from rap artist? Okay. So my friend called me last week, and he said that his career is in ruins. I said, so what do you do? He's an archaeologist. Now, what do you call a fat psychic? A fortune teller. Now, there's only one species on Earth that defies the laws of gravity. Do you know who it is? Women. The heavier they are, and they're easier to pick up. Now, that was kind of like a little joke that I just came up with. But anyway, I love physics, so I actually apply what I learned. Anyway, I'm going to introduce you Brock Snyder, my co-host, and he's going to introduce all the future comedians. Thanks to all.
All right, guys, give it up for Dan, Dr. Dan. Killing it. Those jokes were jokes. Okay. Anyway, thanks everyone for coming out. Thank you, America, for coming and tuning in to another episode of the Comedian Singularity. That being said, my name is Brock Snyder. Thanks for coming. I know some of you are thinking, is he single? Sorry, ladies, not anymore. Okay. Scan the crowd, swing and a miss. I feel like I met my girlfriend online, and you meet a lot of random people online. Little sir, I don't recommend it to you. You're only 8, but you just need to worry about it. I met a couple girls online before I met my girlfriend, and like one of them I met online, it was crazy. Like she claimed that her claim to fame in the entirety of life is that she once gave a BJ to 3-time snowboarding X Games gold medalist, Shaun White, everybody. Yes, we can. Woo! And then I made out with her, so basically I blew Shaun White, yes. I'll be signing autographs after the show in the back. But really, this chick had a problem. She had a screw loose, you know? Like, I took her out to meet some of my friends from work, and I go to the bathroom, come back up. My friends are pale from the face, like they just seen a ghost. I was like, dude, what happened? They're like, dude, you will not believe what she just told us. I was like, oh, did she tell you she wants to give a blowjob, 3-time snowboard, X Games gold medal, Shaun White? Because that story is amazing. They're like, no, we asked her a very simple question. What are you into? Could have been anything. Like, could have been, you know, horses or furniture or racism. Her answers were cocaine and magic mushrooms. Like, did you ever have parents? I ended up dating her for the next year, so that was pretty good. And I live with my girlfriend now, and I feel like we fell in love, we moved in together. What is the obvious next step? Get a cat. Who said get a cat? Get a kitten? Okay, yeah, you win. You win. We got a cat, you know. And we go to get this cat, right? We got it from PetSmart. This thing was 4 years old. All the other 10 cats all had fun, cool names like Mittens and Snowball. This cat's name, 405. No one loved this cat enough to give it a goddamn name. 4 years, no one gave this thing a name? Not even like a dumb name. Like, hey, I don't know, let's just call it Ball Bag. Okay, there we go. Come here, Ball Bag. Hey, let's just name it Euthanize Me. Maybe someone will adopt it. Like, come here, euthanize me. Bunch of cat lovers in the house, okay. So we got this cat, right? Fast forward, love this cat. This cat is making me want to be a better person, okay? Like, it's just making me just wanting to do good. Like, I'm out there, like, volunteering in a soup kitchen. You know, I'm recycling. You know, like, I'm putting money away for its education. Where the hell am I going to send this cat? GW, biology major, okay? Anyway, so we find out from my landlady that she's allergic to cats. This is a goddamn problem, okay? So now we've got like $600 in air purifying technology. We find out the lady is still allergic to cats. So now I'm just sitting around my house trying to think of ways how to kill my fucking landlady, you know? You're done. Come home the other day, front door was open, landlady in there, dead, cat had killed the landlady. Like, 405, you are awesome. Anyway, get a cat. This is an SPCA announcement. So, and we're gonna get the comedy show going because we have 4 amazing comedians from the area. First comedian coming to the stage. Give it up for Mr. Tommy Sinbazo. Keep clapping, everybody. Woo!
Yay! Hey, everybody, how are you? I'm used to like intro music. Does anyone here have intro music at their job? No, there's no strippers here. That's the two. It's comedians and strippers, and I didn't wipe down this mic stand, so I guess I'll tell some jokes. Well, you can always tell who's been to strip clubs by who laughs at that, right? Like, how many women here have been and seen male strippers? Okay, you don't need to woo. This isn't coming off. It's not like, you got a Groupon. Like, it's not. Because there's a total difference between girl strippers and guy strip shows, right? Because at a guy strip show, there's no touching rule, right, ma'am? You go to work with just dick-shaped bruises the next day, right? Because this is what they give you. They're like, ladies, give it up for Chocolate Thunder. And he comes out, and you're just like, stop it! Stop it, Mr. Thunder! Stop it! Here's your dollar! Whereas how many guys have seen female strippers? Woo! Okay, lot more vocal the gentlemen were than the ladies. Because we've been told by like TV and movies that it's supposed to be this super sensual, sexy experience. It is not, okay? This is what we get. They're like, gentlemen, give it up for Cinnamon. And she comes out, she's my cherry pie. Skip, 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 skip. Eee! 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 Like, what the fuck was on that pole? What does she know about the woman's vagina before hers that she doesn't want to get in her vagina? I'm concerned for my dollar. Are there any couples here? Are you guys, no couples? Couples? Well, we've all been in a bad relationship before, right? Clap if you've ever been in a bad relationship. Yeah, right? I was in this relationship that was so bad, the girl gave me 2 books. She was like, please read these 2 books. It's going to save our relationship. She gave me 1,001 Ways to Be Romantic and S&M 101. How the hell do you use those in tandem, right? There's no such thing as a romantic masochist. No one's going to be driving home tonight and turn a smooth jam on the radio and hear like, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, girl. You know when you look up at me with those 2 black eyes and that ball gag in your mouth and you whisper, yeah. Safe words, orangutan. Which, how many ladies here have ever been to a sex toy party? Don't woo. I'm not Oprah. Now you're like, well, look under your chairs. You get a dildo. You get a dildo. Because there's no equivalent to that. Guys, we don't have that. Sir, you're never going to get an e-fight to Peter's Puff Pastry Pocket Pussy Party. Just a bunch of dudes standing around eating Tostina pizza rolls going, put your dick in that thing. There's no equivalent, right? So when I was dating that girl, that very same girl, I saw her on a Friday, and I was like, so what are you doing this weekend? And she was like, I'm going to a sex toy party. And I was like, man, your voice is deep. And, oh, I forgot to tell you guys, this one time I lived with my mom till I was 27. So when I saw her that Sunday, I was like, how was the sex toy party? And she was like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, what the hell happened at this sex toy party? And she was like, your mother was there. And I was like, my mommy? Well, what did you do? She said, I bought everything she told me to, right? Which is terrifying. Like, sir, does your mother know what you're into? Would you like her to venture a guess? No, right? So I was like, well, what did she make you get? And she was like, she made me get this stuff called penis butter. Do you guys know what penis butter is? Ma'am, do you know what penis butter is? Oh, because I have a recipe. I'll show you later. No, she said it might. Apparently it's this cream I'm supposed to put on you so that when I go down there, I don't gag. Yeah. And that's when I realized, guys, my mom really gets me. What was she listening outside my room one night and heard oh, not my baby boy, and like runs off to the kitchen to whip up a batch of penis butter. She's like, is it ready? Not there yet. But I'm engaged now. You can clap for that. I'm engaged. It's been 12 years now. No, but when you first move in with a significant other, like there's certain intrinsic rights and truths as a man that vanish when you move in with a significant other, right? Like the very first thing to go is the ability to masturbate whenever you feel like it, right? That is gone. Because once upon a time at 3:30 in the morning, I could be flipping channels and hear those telltale steel drums of a Girls Gone Wild commercial. Remember that? Ding, 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 ding. Like, oh, get off me pants, right? Nope, not anymore. Now I want to beat off. It's become a covert op. I really get sick of doing it with a ski mask on, right? So the other day I got home early from work and my fiance wasn't there. And I checked every nook and cranny. I went around. I was like, sweetie, Honey Bear, Princess Pookums. And there was no answer. And I was like, Uno wata solo, right? I was throwing out lines from RoboCop at myself. I was like, dead or alive, you're coming with me. Let's step outside. And I buy that for $1. So, so I sprinted into the spare bathroom that only I use, and there sitting on the counter was an expensive-looking bottle of lotion that wasn't there earlier that day. And actually thought to myself, God bless this woman. She knew I wanted to pleasure myself today, so she bought me this bottle of lube, right? Not realizing that was a $37 bottle of lube that Dr. Oz recommends she put on the corns on her feet. Yeah, and I went to town. When I was done, the room was in utter chaos. There was lotion dripping off every surface. There was porn strewn about the room. There was a fire just burning in the corner, right? And I actually thought to myself, my grown-up mind was like, I should really clean all this up and hide the evidence. And then my inner child was like, no, fuck that, let's go play video games. So I took the belt off my neck, and I shared too much. YOLO. And I went in to go play Call of Duty. Has anybody here ever played Call of Duty?
Yep.
Except for the child? I'm desperately trying to not make eye contact with this entire time. For those who've never played an online, you get it, right, kid? There's a certain level of internet bravado, right? You want to be brave to all these people, right? So you trash talk them. Do you ever trash talk people? Yeah, right? You got to be like, yeah, suck it, noob. Why don't you tongue punch your grandmother's fart box, you 8-year-old? Because you got to teach the kids. So I'm in there in between matches when my fiance comes home from work. She opens the front door and makes a beeline for this empty bottle of lotion, okay? To this day, I have no clue how she knew. For all I know, some Oprah Yoda ghost appeared in her car and was like, girl, he's fucking with your lotion, right? So this is all I hear from the other room. I hear, and she SEAL Team 6 kicks the door open like, boom, and puts her face right up against my headset microphone and starts screaming at me, you dirty son of a bitch, I am sick of it. You use everything in this house to masturbate. You use all my foot cream, all the glitter lotion, all the mayonnaise. Who the hell uses mayonnaise? I wanted to make potato salad. I am sick of it, mister. Sick of it. And she just storms off, right? And the whole internet heard this. So after like 10 seconds of complete silence, heard this 12-year-old kid go, man, I hate it when my mom does that. All right, guys, thank you all very much.
Yeah, give it up for Tommy Chimpazzo. Keep him out of the cafeteria lunchroom, okay? Anyway, guys, next minute coming to stage. Super great guy. Love this guy. Give it up for Mr. Eric Woodward. Eric Woodward, everybody. Keep clapping, keep clapping.
Thanks, man. Get up for Brock one time, everybody. He needs a clap. All right. How are we all doing? We're doing good so far? Okay, a lot of people doing real shitty. Got it. No, I'm having fun, man. I'm just excited to be here. Anybody here got kids? Okay. Anybody, make a woo if you don't have kids. You hear all those dreams, parents? Did you hear it just wash over the crowd? Yeah, I have 2 beautiful kids myself. I know that's weird to see a giant Cabbage Patch doll say that he has children, and that's awkward. Yeah, I have 2 of my own. I have a little 3-year-old named Sue, and listen, there's things in the book they don't teach you about when you're having children, right? Like you guys know over here. You cause a lot of problems, little guy, all right? I had my 3-year-old come up to me, not a lie, the other day. She comes up to me and she goes, Daddy, I want to watch you sleep. I was like, what? No, that's kind of creepy. And no, she's like, no, Daddy, I promise I won't hurt you. I'll just watch. It's terrifying. You know what it's like to fall asleep with TBS on and the Ring is playing, and then all of a sudden that child is sentient because it can get out of its crib, and it's right here next to your face going, Daddy, wake up. Shh. Terror, pure terror. Last week, she comes down and she says, Daddy, I want to play a game with you. And I was just a little bit stoned. I was like, yeah, I'm ready to play because it makes kids' games way more funner. And I was like, what are we playing? She goes, I want to play good guys and bad guys. I was like, cool. I was like, what am I? He's like, you're the bad guy. I was Nice. He's like, I go, what are you? And she goes, I'm the good guy. How do we play? She's like, I'm going to chase you. Okay. And then I'm going to catch you. Okay. And then I'm going to burn you to death with fire. And if there was any question that the UPS guy was her actual father, that completely put it to rest in my eyes. That was it. Kids are crazy, though. People who don't have kids, though, let me put you D. Let me give you a little tip, a little tidbit of advice of what it's like to have a child. Having a baby is exactly like the movie Terminator 1, okay? There's a scene in Terminator 1 where Kyle Reese is sitting in the car with Sarah Connor, and he's trying to explain to her that that thing in the club is not a dude on PCP, but a cybernetic organism sent from the future to destroy you. That's exactly what a baby is. I'm going to tell you word for word what Kyle Reese says to Sarah Connor, but I'm going to change one word. I'm going to change the word Terminator to baby. Listen, this baby is out there. It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with. It doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear. And it absolutely will not stop ever until you are dead. That's what it's like having a baby. Kids are crazy, man. I watched childbirth is crazy. Just like raising a little baby is crazy because like I don't even understand how half that stuff works, you know, when they first come out. Like there's a job at the hospital, okay? It's called lactation consultant, okay? It's exactly what it sounds like. They just tell babies how to suck on titties. It's their only job that they do, okay? And it's not a particularly hard job either. I don't know how long she had to go to school for, but she's making $40K and I'm making tens of dollars being here right now, okay? I lied about the tens of dollars. Anyway, so like, she goes and gives this little tidbit of advice. She says, listen, every time that you breastfeed, you should drink an entire glass of water. And I'm watching my wife and like feed my older child right when she came out. And it's beautiful. I don't, breastfeeding doesn't freak me out. I'm okay with it, right? It's natural, right? You get it, lady. I don't know if you had children or not, but you're like, I'm into breastfeeding as well. Okay. But I'm watching it, and I'm watching her drink water because she follows everything the doctor says, and I came to the realization she's basically just a human Brita filter. Water goes in, whimsical thing here, bloop, life-giving manna. I think that's how it works. My understanding of the human anatomy is basically the same as Dr. Seuss. Like, I think that's how everything works in here. Anybody here in love? Okay, a lot of swingers here tonight. All right. I know there was couples here because the last guy said there's couples. There was one or two woos. Those people did not say they were in love. That was a fun question. Anyway, I'm in love, guys. I'm in love. Don't clap for that. Yeah, I've been married now 8 years, which is pretty cool, quite an achievement. And I want to tell you guys the story about how I knew she was the one for me. And well, I'm going to take you back in the time capsule, take you back through time and space to a magical time called 2005. And I finally convinced my good friend at the time, this girl that I would go out and she was my drinking pal. You know, we hung out a lot. Finally convinced her to Netflix and chill. Yeah. And I know what some of you younger folks here are thinking, Netflix and chill. Yeah, I get it. This was 2005 Netflix and chill, people. This is where you had to order DVDs in advance. There was planning in Netflix and chill back in 2005. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck like me, fucking to the Scorpion King, okay? And do you know how hard it is to finish to The Rock's rock-hard abs? Surprisingly easy. Anyway, it's washboard. It's washboard. And guys, maybe you've been here. Fellas, give me a woo where it's been the first time you've ever been with a lady and you handle your biz. Woo, good. Yeah, a lot of liars here. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I handle my biz. I did everything. When I was finished, I was ready to do everything but a Ray Lewis dance. I was like, whoa, like that after I finish, right? And because I was young and ready to go for round 2, I went to go down and swap out the condom, and it's gone. And I don't know what it is about being intimate with a person moments ago that all of a sudden there's a piece of rubber missing that can totally change your life, that you're playing the weirdest game of Where's Waldo you've ever played. I remember like pulling back and just like kind of looking, maybe it's under, maybe it's under the bed or something. But I knew goddamn well it was right in there. And I remember eyeing it up and looking in there and thinking to myself, okay, the condom is still perfectly dick-shaped. All of the baby-making goo is right at the little reservoir tip where it's supposed to be. All I got to do is play this high-stakes game of operation. Don't touch the sides, get this thing out, and we're not going to have any children. And I remember just eyeing it up. I was nervous. My hand was shaking. I had a bag of sand in my other hand, like I was going to swap it out of the pussy like Indiana Jones, like, ha! And I'm reaching. Get it. It's inside out. We just made a baby right there. And that's the story about how I knocked up my best friend and got married. Guys, thank you very much. My name is Eric Woodworth. Y'all have a wonderful evening.
Guys, get our Eric Woodworth Father of the Year. Yes. Yes, he will be. That was a great tutorial. Hope you weren't listening, kid. If not, you're getting something really cool. Tell your friends on Monday. All right, guys, the next comedian coming to the stage. Super lucky to have here. Clap it up for Miss Chelsea Shore. Come on. Woo!
Thank you, Brock. Hey, everybody. I hope y'all are doing well. I'm feeling good. Actually, I'm feeling a little bit anxious. My father's birthday is coming up in a couple of weeks, and it's been a while since I've spoken to him. Things got kind of tense between us at Christmas this past year. He gave me a gift that I didn't really like, and things have been kind of tough. Can I tell you? Let me tell you what happened, all right? So I usually go home for Christmas. I live in Washington, D.C. My parents live in Richmond. It's really easy for me to go down there, spend the holiday with them. I usually leave maybe a couple days before because it's such a quick drive. But I usually go home, and my father calls me up last year because he calls me up and he says, "Hey, baby, I just want to make sure you're coming home for Christmas this year because I got some gifts I want to give you," which caught me off guard because I'm 30, right? I don't usually go home and expect toys. I thought I was just going to go home, see some people, eat some food, fake worship Jesus, and come back. Like I wasn't expecting toys, right? But I go down there, see my dad, see my family. We go to church. It's Christmas morning. My father is so excited. He wakes me up. And he's like, "All right, I got some gifts under there for you. Why don't you go under there, see what the first gift is?" First gift, new TV. Hell yeah. And it was a big one, right? It was big, and it had Netflix inside. I was like, yes. Woo. Everybody got a high five. My mom got a high five. Dad got a high five. My brother got a high five. His new wife, she's okay, but she got a high five because that's what TVs do. I was like, yeah. Well, my dad, he's still excited. He's like, "All right, you like that? Why don't you go under there and see what the second gift is?" Okay, well, unbeknownst to me, but beknownst to everyone else in the room, the second gift was a Fitbit. You guys know what? Has anybody here ever been gifted a Fitbit from someone who was supposed to love them? Yeah, it doesn't feel like good. If you don't know what a Fitbit is, it's this thing that you wear on your wrist, and it's supposed to count how many steps you take in a day, unless you just got a new TV, and then it's just a watch with Wi-Fi. If you don't walk, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. But it was so weird, right? Because I was up here giving high fives. I was so hype about the TV, and everybody else knew that I was about to open the Fitbit, and it got weird in there real quick. Because everybody was like, yeah. Shh. She's about to open the She's Fat gift. It got weird. So I open it up. I see that it's a Fitbit, and my face falls. Because I didn't want a Fitbit. And my father sees it. He's like, "All right, honey, I know this might not have been the gift that you wanted, but I feel like I needed to step in. You've kind of been letting yourself go. You can't be fat and a lesbian. How are you going to get a man? And I was like, what? No, that's not how any of this works. I like my life. Thank you very much. I am a good size for a lesbian. Thank you. I am a good size. Since the new year, I've actually been working hard to get better at cooking. Not because I'm trying to get healthy, not because, none of those reasons. I'm just trying to not be so arrogant when I'm watching Chop Jr. and judging the kids on Chop Jr. as I sit on my couch and eat takeout. That's it. I just don't want to be making fun of the kids on Chop Jr. Because y'all know how it works, right? Chopped is this cooking competition show. They have 4 contestants. They get a mystery box, and inside the mystery box are ingredients that usually don't go together, but they have to make them into some fantastic dish to serve to the judges. And I was watching this one episode of Chop Jr., and the 4 ingredients in this box were ramen, chicken nuggets, hot dogs, and another packet of ramen, right? And there's this 9-year-old, 10-year-old on the show, and he thinks he's about to serve the judges some fire. He ends up serving the judges what is basically a hot dog taco, okay? And this is how I know that I'll never be as good of an actor as the judges on Chopped, because this is what the judge says to the kid that served a hot dog taco. Wow, I really love what you did with these complex flavors. But I wish you had cooked the hot dog. And that kid made it to the next round. And I'm just laughing like, ha-ha, you fool. You got to cook the hot dog in the ramen. Get yourself a 4-year degree. You'll figure that out. I am trying to get better at cooking to the point where I'm kind of like, you know what? I can't really compete with the professionals on Chopped. But I shouldn't be here making fun of the kids on Chopped. I need something in the middle. I need something to let me know how good I am for my age group. I need like a Chopped millennial to let me know how good I am amongst my peers. And y'all are like, oh, well, what would a Chopped millennial be? Chopped millennial would be just this. All right, contestants, your challenge today. Can you make this Blue Apron box meal taste the way it's supposed to taste? Open up your box, you'll find everything you need in the exact amounts to make this meal. And oh yeah, instructions, those are in there too. You have 45 minutes, which is 15 more minutes than this meal should take. Good luck. And I'd probably be like, I don't know, what is a pinch of salt? I'd probably get to the judges and they'd be like, all right, Chelsea, well, this doesn't look like the shrimp jambalaya and country greens that was supposed to be in the box. Can you tell us what happened? Well, first, forgot what a pinch of salt was. I think I burned everything, but I knew I couldn't serve the judges nothing. So I ran to the pantry, and what you have before you is a hot dog quesadilla. It's all I could put together in a pinch. I'm actually kind of frustrated. You know, these box subscription meal boxes, they say they come with everything that you need to make the meal. That's not true. I opened up the box, and they just assumed that I would have oil, butter, and pans. That's not how it works. I hope everything you can make in the box meal can be made with a 6-year-old George Foreman, because that's what I got. That's what I got. The best thing about cooking with a utensil that's named after somebody else, you get to just blame them for everything you burn. Like, damn it, George, you have one setting. A George Foreman doesn't even have, like, on or off. It just has plugged in. My friends who know that I'm trying to get better at cooking, they're like, oh, if you want to get better at cooking, you know what you need? You need a cast iron skillet. Those are great. What you do is you just cook things in the skillet over and over and over, and over time, you build up complex flavors that are in every one of your dishes. And I'm kind of like, oh, do you mean Tupperware? Because I got that. Yeah, I just warmed up some Brussels sprouts, and I was getting strong notes of pizza and chocolate cake. So, all right, you guys have been a lot of fun. Thank you all so much.
Get over to Chelsea Shore, everybody, right? Boom. She's going to have a cooking show we're filming as soon as this one's over. All right, guys, the next comedian, the last one of this group coming to the stage, give it up for Mr. Chris Lawrence. Yeah. Woo.
Okay, you guys are all being punked. This is actually a shake weight infomercial, okay? All right. I know what you're thinking, man. They did it. They actually found a white dude whiter than any of the other white dudes that you saw today. Dreams come true, guys. So anyway, I am very excited because this is my first time on TV, theoretically, but I'm also very excited because I recently finished a marathon, you guys. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I watched every episode of Law & Order SVU for 10 days straight, okay, which takes a lot more out of you than you think, okay? I neglect my wife, my kids. They barely know I was gone at work. But you learn a lot watching Law & Order SVU, okay? First things first, I'm never going to take a black light to anything ever again. And second thing, I'm never going to use the internet ever again, ever, okay? Because those SVU agents can pull up a web history in 5 seconds flat. They don't care how many kids I have at home. They just go, Mr. Lawrence, can you please explain to me why your last 3 internet searches were how to get a kid to stop crying, Elmo videos, and how much is a kid worth on the black market? Just kidding, you guys. My kids definitely don't watch Elmo videos anymore. I do have 2 kids. I have 2 kids at home. I have a 8-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old son. My 8-year-old daughter hit a pretty big milestone a couple weeks ago. She rode her bike for the first time without training wheels. Thank you. Thank you for the nods. And yeah, some of you have souls. Thank you. So it's a big milestone when you see your kid do this, man. They go around. My daughter went around the parking lot a couple times. She comes up to me. She's like, Daddy, are you proud of me? I'm like, yes, kiddo. I'm very proud of you. She's like, really, Daddy? Really, really proud? I'm like crying. It's like watching her walk for the first time. I'm like, yes, kiddo. I'm very proud of you. She's like, great, Daddy. Can we go out tonight to dinner and celebrate? I'm like, whoa, I am not that proud of you, okay? Because going out to eat's expensive, right? I mean, my wife says to me, hey, don't you think you have some pretty high standards here? I'm like, no. Because if Olivia ever cured cancer one day, I would definitely take her to Pizza Hut. Like, no questions asked. What's that, honey? Normal melanoma. Oh, well, someone's going to get a personal pan pizza with as many toppings. No, up to 3. Let's not get crazy. But I am a good parent, you guys, because my wife and I, we just recently got nominated and elected president and vice president of my daughter's school's PTA. Give it up for PTA. Okay. Full disclosure, you guys, my daughter is homeschooled. No, I'm just kidding, you guys. My wife and I, it's a big public elementary school. My wife and I got nominated, elected fair and square. I'm happy to say the Russians had nothing to do with it. Trump crowd. Okay, cool. Recently those of you with kids, maybe you've done this. I recently had the pleasure of doing career day at my daughter's school. And career day, whoo, that's fun, okay? This is a 2nd grade class. Obviously, comedy is not my day job, but I was talking about my other career. But then I was like, these kids don't care at all about energy efficiency. So let's just go. I'm just like, okay, who here can tell me a joke? And 2nd graders. Boy in the class raises his hand and says, I got a joke. I'm like, okay, buddy, tell me the joke. He's like, what's the difference between a snowman and a snow woman? And I'm like, I don't know, buddy, tell me the answer. He's like, snowballs. I'm like, whoa, and I start laughing. I'm like, ah! And all the other kids in the class are laughing, and then the teacher just gives me the death stare like, really? You better do something. I'm like, yeah, maybe not appropriate for school, kid. In my head, I'm like, this kid's a winner, okay? But then that same career day, man, on the recess field, I'm out there. This little kid comes up to me, one of my daughter's classmates comes up to me and goes, you're Olivia's dad, right? I'm like, yeah, buddy, I am. You can call me Mr. Lawrence. He's like, okay, yeah, cool. Hey, you know she had a crush on me in kindergarten, right? I'm like, what? And before I can say anything, he just walked away. Like, he mic dropped me. 2nd grader mic dropped me, okay? Which is a good segue into this. A lot of you might be very surprised to know that I was made fun of a lot as a kid. I know what you're thinking. You're an Old Navy model. I know. It's crazy, but it's true. Back in elementary school, I was made fun of a lot because I had a massive overbite. I was called terrible names. Captain Bucky O'Hare, Bucktooth Beaver. I mean, my teachers were awful people, you guys. But it didn't stop there, man. In 4th grade, we were learning about all these things, and it was getting to the point where these kids were coming up with names that were so sophisticated, you would think they were going home and asking their parents what to call me. Like, yo, we got a nerd in class with an overbite. What do you think, Pop? Like, in 4th grade, we were learning about the Constitution, our founding fathers. Had a massive overbite. Kids started calling me Alexander and Hamilton. Massive overbite. We're learning about the Gettysburg Address, Abraham Lincoln, massive overbite. Kids started calling me John Wilkes Tooth. What, too soon? But I didn't do myself any favor, you guys. In high school, I was a complete nerd. I played Dungeons & Dragons, Magic the Gathering. I was on the solar car team. I was on the debate team. So needless to say, you guys, I got beat up a lot by the jocks. And by jocks, of course, I'm talking about the math team. Those girls were vicious. That's all I'm going to say. But I'm worried, man, because I don't want my kids to go down the same path. I don't want them to get made fun of. And I realized that like every inspirational quote of anything I've ever told my kids they're gonna realize has come from a movie or a song lyric. Like the other day, my daughter's in the bathroom talking to my wife about a bully in her class. And my wife's just like, listen, kiddo, you're not going to be able to help these bullies. Don't try to change them. They're just bad boys. Deal with it. And my daughter's a smart kid, but I can see this whole soliloquy is going over her head, so I'm just like, okay, I'm going to save the day. And I just kicked open the bathroom door, and it's like, Olivia, listen. Let me tell you something about these bullies and these bad boys. Bad boys. What you going to do? What you gonna do when they come for you? A rick-a-ding-ding, a rick-a-ding-ding. And my daughter goes, yeah, Dad, you got a good point. My wife just says, seriously? My daughter's a very anxious kid. She worries about everything, and I don't know where she gets it from, but quite frankly, it worries me sick. And the other day, she comes down the stairs, she's like, Mommy, Daddy taught me a really great trick. When I get really scared and nervous, I should just rub my ears and say, woosah, woosah. And my wife's like, come on, you taught her the thing from the movie Bad Boys? And I was like, no, because you're being ridiculous right now. Because that was from Bad Boys 2. And if you don't know that, I don't know what to do with you. I haven't talked about my son yet. He's a complete and total mess. He's at the age right now where he knows exactly what to say to get me in trouble. Okay, for instance, the other day, we're in the checkout line at the grocery store. And he says to me, hey, Daddy, can I have a candy bar? And I said, not right now, pal. He starts flopping on the ground, throwing a tantrum like he's some sort of soccer player during the World Cup. I pick him up off the ground. I start bringing him to the parking lot. He starts screaming at the top of his lungs, no, you put me down. You're not my daddy. Put me down. Put me down. I got people pulling out their cell phones. I'm 5 seconds away from an Amber Alert. Luckily, my wife is in the car waiting like some sort of getaway driver. Gets out and says, no. I'm pretty sure he's the father. 50-50. A lot of my hippy-dippy granola-eating friends out in the People's Republic of Maryland where I live, they all go, Chris, there's no such thing as bad parents. Just different parenting styles. I'm like, yo, wait a minute, Moonbeam. There are some terrible parents out there, okay? Read any newspaper. The other day I saw a story about a woman who was turned into Child Protective Services because they found out that she was giving her infant kids crushed-up Benadryl in their baby bottles to get them to go to sleep. Despicable, right? Moron. I mean, doesn't she realize there's liquid Benadryl she could have put in those kids' baby bottles? Put them right out. No evidence. Just watch some SVU. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's getting to the point right now where I'm making the real effort, to not curse in front of my kids because my son curses like a sailor. And but it's hard. It's really hard to do because sometimes there's those situations where you have to curse. But the other day, my daughter and I were driving. Obviously, I'm driving. And she's in the back seat. And we're driving. Everything's well and good until I just get cut off by this car. Just cuts me off. And the first thing I want to say is, oh, you mother. But instead what comes out is, oh, my stars. Oh, my stars. Like I'm Scarlett O'Hara and Gone with the Wind. Like, oh, my stars, the vapors. And my daughter's just in the back seat just goes, Daddy, just call him a douchebag. I'm like, what? You've been hanging out with your mom too much. And I say, Olivia, let me tell you something. When you start driving one day, you're going to realize what just happened to Daddy. That guy, what he did, that was bad. And my daughter just goes, Dad, bad boys. Bad boys. What you going to do? All right, guys, I'm Chris Lawrence. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Have a good one, okay?
Big round of applause for Chris. Who likes the topic of geography? Anyone? No? Okay, well, Iran and Iraq are countries, not Apple products. So make sure to call them by their name properly. It's not Iran or Iraq. Okay? Now, I was at the Apple store in Bethesda a few weeks back, and it got robbed. So the cops decided to detain me as being an eyewitness. Now, apparently, actually, Monica Lewinsky, and I'm sure that everyone knows her, right? Decided to write a book about the tell-all story about her being at the White House. I bet it really sucks. Now, 90% of women hates men in pink shirt. Ironically, 90% of men in pink shirt hates women. Right? He got it. Good. Now I'm sure. Thanks. I'm sure that a lot of people here received by an email. If you do not forward this email to 10 people, you will die. So I went to a cemetery, and I've been looking for a tombstone saying, died from not forwarding this email to 10 people. Right? Have you ever seen a tombstone with this notice on it? No, I don't think so. Anyway, we will have a 10-minute break, and we will be back. Please don't leave. We have 4 more great comedians. Thanks to all, and go to the bathroom, get something to drink, and we'll be back in 10 to 15 minutes. Welcome everyone to the third and last segment of the Comedian Singularity, where everything in life begins with a laugh. Now, have you heard that the guy who invented throat lozenges died last week? No. There was no coffin at his funeral. I know, they're pretty deep. You know that you're a redneck if your home has wheels and your car doesn't. All right? Now, there's a sport news, actually, I read this last week, that a few of the wheelchair athletes, they got banned from the Paralympics because they tested positive for WD-40. That's messed up, huh? Okay, now, we will have Mr. Brock, who's going to introduce our next comedian. Brock, the floor is yours.
All right. How we doing? Coming out, third episode. That's what I'm talking about. This is where we make or break everything that we come here for. Comedian Singularity. Give it up for Comedian Singularity, y'all. Bringing comedy to the singularities out there. Anyway, a couple things that I want to tell you, especially if you've seen in the news recently. Some of you might not care. Khloe Kardashian just had a baby. Did you guys hear that? Yeah, okay. You know who was there at the birth? OJ. Yeah, OJ was there. He actually cut the cord. He brought his own utensils. That was super cool. Yeah, oh, white crowd. Sorry about that. Jesus, you guys still think that he did it. Anyway, the gloves didn't fit, so he just went raw. That was super great. Anyway, even though the baby was born just like 2 days ago, it already has more Facebook and Instagram followers than all of us combined times 10. So got that going on for us. You know who's not on Facebook right now? Mark Zuckerberg. He had to take some time off. These interviews are really rough. You guys seen these interviews, though? Like, he looks very, very uncomfortable. Like, why does it look like he's been eating bad sushi for an entire week straight? Right before these interviews. He probably got them in Southeast DC. Anyway, something else I want to talk about that's super fun. Growing up, I did a pretty weird sport. I was actually 7th in the world in internationally ranked competitive baton twirler. Thank you. Yes, we can, everybody. And I got a cartwheel to prove it. There we go. Thank you. Almost kicked that microphone. That would have been fun to recover. Anyway, when I went to Long Guys High School, and I assure you, I was very, very well received by my peers. Even though my name is Brock, they still figured out a pretty good nickname for me growing up. It was Fagtron. Yes, I wasn't gay, nor was a really cool robot, but God, I really wanted to be both of them by the end of that. I decided to prove everyone that I wasn't some gay baton twirler, and I did this my senior year by doing the most masculine sport I could think of. Wrestling! Yeah, that'll show them. I'm gonna wrestle you to the ground. I'm not gay, I swear. Say uncle! Anyway, what's really funny is that the singlet that I'd wear exposed more of my body than any leotard I ever wore when I was twirling baton. Well, how that plans out, I do not know. I've honestly worn more leotards than girls I've hooked up with, so that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. Even though you feel bad for me, don't cry for me, Argentina. You should feel bad for my father. Okay, think about this guy. He's got this son. He names him something crazy. I don't know. How about Brock? How about Fagtron? No, let's go with Brock. Names him Brock. He's going to be amazing. He's going to bang all the cheerleaders. Wrong, sir. He actually turned into one of them. So I just imagine, like he goes to work and, all of his other peers are like, dude, my son ran for 200 yards, threw for 100 yards, and tackled some kid so hard it popped his eye out. What'd your son do this weekend? Dad's like, ooh, it was quite the competition. He pointed his toes on all of his leg lifts. He caught his baton's backhand. And he made 3 girls cry by beating them in dance swirl competition. It was great. Brought home all the gold. Anyway, guys, we've got some really great comedians on this segment tonight, and you guys have been an amazing crowd. So we're going to bring the first comedian up to stage. Give it up for my man, Mr. Money Mike. Money Mike, everybody. Clap it up for this guy. Keep it going. Woo!
How's everybody doing? We're doing great. All right, let's tell some jokes, right? All right. What do you call a black baby taking a nap? Arrested. Rested. It's okay, I'm black. How long is an Asian name? No, how long is an Asian name? There's 42 of them. If you go to howmanyme.com, you can see how many of you there are. So I type in how long, and there's 42 how longs in the United States. Let's sink in. All right. What is a Mexican's favorite sport? It's cross country, because you have to. Whatever. I had a deaf Uber driver the other day, right? And I didn't know they were deaf until we got to the apartment complex. And it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I know that nothing good happens at apartment complexes at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You're either selling weed or you're selling weed. There's not much. I've never seen anybody in a multi-million-dollar mansion saying, "Hey, I got these dubs, man. I got these dubs." I've never seen it. It hasn't happened. But anyway, I'm in the Uber, and I should have known something was wrong because we kept going like the opposite of what I was asking. I was like, "All right, you're gonna just go right, like that's what it says," and he's just going left, going straight, and taking you. So we end up in the apartment complex, and these 2 girls come outside, and one is speaking and the other one's not speaking. So they're communicating, and I'm just seeing like this. I'm sitting in the back seat. I'm like, "Yo, what is going on?" And I just see and I just hear the girl say, "All you need to do is make sure that you keep my name out your hands." I'm like, "Yo, what is this?" So obviously, I stayed in. It was an Uber pool. I stayed in the Uber, and we're riding around, and I ended up getting out, and that's the end of that. It wasn't really. It was more so. I just wanted to let you guys know what happened to me this week than a joke. Holidays really get me because we lie so much during holidays. Like, why do we celebrate Thanksgiving still? In its traditional sense. Like, I love the fact that we can spend time with family and stuff, but this is a meal that people ate when they murdered a population of people. Yeah, it is. And I love the family aspect of it. But imagine if OJ wore his murder outfit every anniversary of the trial, and just said it's tradition. Would he get away with it? Come on now. Christmas, you see what we did to Michael Jackson? But look how we celebrate Santa Claus. Come on. Santa Claus is worse than Mark Zuckerberg. Why does Santa Claus know my daughter's address? She's like, "Daddy, Santa Claus is going to come over here and drop." I'm like, "How does he have your address?" She's like, "I don't know, Daddy. I think it's magic." I'm like, "Really? You got to stop lying. We really got to stop lying. We really do." I was watching basketball. Any basketball fans in here? Basketball Wizards fan. Russell Westbrook made history the other day. He was only player to average a triple-double 2 straight seasons. And the announcer went ballistic. The announcer actually said, and this is real, "Russell Westbrook is out of his cotton-picking mind." I was like, what? What did he see? Did he see this? Did he see? He's playing basketball. He's not snatching jerseys. Where's the cotton on the basket? It's hardwood. How could you go out of your cotton picket vine on a basketball court? This is outrageous. It's the world we live in, though. It's the world we live in. It's a great world. Don't let the news confuse you. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. We have robots now. There's the first robot has been declared a citizen in Saudi Arabia, and her name is Sophia. This is a nation that's known for cloaking women. I've never seen a Sophia in Saudi Arabia. It's an interesting name. I think they found a loophole with Allah. They're like, no, 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 no. She's a robot. You know who's underrepresented in the jail community? Indians. I've never seen an Indian in jail even get pulled over. I'm pretty sure it gets resolved really quickly. No, 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 officer. We're going to resolve this right now. I'm not $50 for 5 miles MPH over. I'm not paying that. We can resolve it to maybe nothing. All right, guys, that's my time. You guys have been great. We're going to get the host back up here, and thank you very much for your time. I'm Money Mike.
Okay, I guess Brock is not here, so I'm going to take his spot. I was at the barber last week, and I got a haircut, and asked him, can you please, do the same haircut as Tom Cruise? So what he did, just give me a cushion to sit on. He's like 5'3", 5'4", at best. Brock is here, so he'll take over. Okay.
How we doing, everybody? Do we have like Money Mike? Does Money Mike look like he got money? No. We might have to rethink that nickname. Okay. Guys, next week I'm going to say, so lucky to have her here. She actually just made it in the top 4 Magooby's Comedian of the Year competition recently as well. Give it up for my girl, Miss Sarah Roche. Sarah Roche, everybody. Woo!
Okay, so I am super new to comedy, and when you first start, a lot of the first sets you do, they're in the basements of really sticky, wet bars, right? So to be somewhere like this, it feels like I've gone from like streetwalker to like escort, you know? Like the work is the same, but it's so much better. I'm recently and very happily divorced. Thank you so much. Right when my divorce was finalized, my girlfriends were like, Sarah, we haven't seen you in forever. We're going to take you out, go to the bar, get real drunk, dance on some dick. Cool. So we go, and I'm at the bar getting us a round of drinks. And from behind me, I feel like a strange presence. Yeah. So I turn around, and there's a douchebag standing there. He says, hey, girl, is your name Gillette? 'Cause you're the best a man can get. No. My name is Dollar Shave Club because I will fucking cut you. So I went home with him that night. And the next morning, I was trying to figure out like why I was regularly hooking up with strangers. I don't really like casual sex, but I realized I do like is going to other people's homes and the next morning stealing things. I won't steal I'm not like a monster. I won't steal your EpiPen, right, you know? But an entire bag of string cheese, it's coming home with me. It's mine now. Pretty bad at dating. Anyone else? No? Just, it's cool. It was a room of very well-adjusted people. I feel like I try way too hard to be whatever a guy wants me to be, you know? He could be like, oh, I'm into cats. I'm like, what? I could also be standing in front of a guy with like a bloody machete from a fresh kill. He could have a hockey mask on. Be like, hey girl, I'm definitely gonna murder you. I have a dog. Also, I'm gonna make curtains out of your skin. What kind of dog do you have? Like, what are we talking? Also, great call. I would make really great curtains. Thank you so much. My girlfriends convinced me to join Bumble, and what I liked about it is women have to initiate conversation, right? But what I forgot about myself is that I don't initiate anything ever, you know? And so I'm like the Little Mermaid, where I have a bunch of things that I don't know how to use correctly. All of these matches. I hit up my friend Allison, who had convinced me to join, and I was like, I'm near Washington, D.C., and I was like, I matched with like 5 White House intern Brads yesterday. She's like, Sarah, that's nothing. I matched with like 20 White House intern Brads. Oh yeah. She was like, hit me up when you've matched with a black Trump supporter. What? Ben Carson's on Bumble? That's insane to me. I'm drinking a little less, or trying to, and I realized it was necessary when I'd be going out with my friends and I'd have to stop in the mirror and be like, hey bitch, be cool tonight. Okay. And then future drunk me, like, what are you talking about? You're always so cool. Everyone loves you. What? And then sober me was like, do you remember last weekend when you tried to take your Nuva ring out at the bar and crown a guy? I don't remember that, but it sounds like you were flirting. No, it's bad flirting. So I kind of co-parent with my sister. She has a daughter, 5-year-old, my niece. And the other day, we were doing dinner, and all of my advice comes from my own world experience, which is mostly like alcohol-driven, you know, right? And so we were doing dinner. She looks up at me and she goes, Aunt Sarah, I don't like this ham. It tastes bad. I was like, Emma, when you get to college, you're going to taste a lot of things that are bad. You'll figure it out. Eat the ham. So we don't get to hang out as much anymore, but, you know, she's still around. I'm in a pretty new relationship. Thank you so much for all of the support. When the first time we hooked up, it was the first time that we hung out, just because to enter this temple, you must wait 3 to 6 hours. Right. So he was, like I said, I'm shy. He was trying to get me to talk dirty to him in the bedroom. And he was like, so, do you like my dick? I was like, yeah, like I'm here. I don't know what else you want from me. We're doing it. He was well, what do you like about it? Yeah, I don't know, it's thick, sort of like the first shit a bear might take after long hibernation. So the next week we had our first date, of course. And he's a whole lot older than I am, about 12 years, and he likes to rub it in my face that I'm young, you know. So we were doing dinner in a movie. He made dinosaur chicken nuggets for dinner, right? And then he poured my wine into a sippy cup. So to get him back, I had him registered as a sex offender. Thank you. My name is Sarah.
Guys, give it for Sarah Roche, am I right?
Good job, Sarah.
Cute. I just love her everything. Anyway, I feel like I'm gonna say a couple things real quick about a State of the Union. You know what I mean? Like, this is Trump's America now. Clap if you're a Trump supporter. Yeah, we would have cut your face and told you to leave. But I feel like I was on the Metro the other day, and it was like so weird because, like, you know, now there's all these really empowered people in the Metro, Make America Great Again hats, and they are screwing up my entire life. You know, they don't know to stand on the right. They're super fat. It doesn't even matter, you know? But the other day, some woman got on the Metro, and she was all empowered about, you know, going to see the White House, you know, evil dictators in office. And she was like, this is Trump's America now, and you can be anything you want to be. I stood up and I looked at the entire United Nations in the Metro. I was like, yeah, you can be anything you want to be except for you, and both of you, and you and you. So are you Jewish? Yeah, you, and you, and you, and you. Oh, look, that's everybody except for me. Awesome. That's a pretty good time. Anyway, I used to be a bartender back in the day. Bartender's super fun. Let me just tell you, who likes brunch? Anyone out there like brunch? Yeah, bartenders fucking hate you at brunch. Okay, I don't know what it is at brunch, but whenever these drunk idiots come in, this one guy came in the other day. He's like, dude, it's my buddy's birthday. we want you to come up with a special shot for him that he drinks all night. I'm like, sir, I got you. No problem. So he came over. He was like, hey, I heard I had a special shot for my birthday. I'm like, sir, very special shot for you. It's called a Red Rocket. Don't ask what's in it. You guys want to know what's in it? Just grenadine. Okay? So this guy comes up 6, 7, 8 times. Let me do a Red Rocket. Let me do a Red Rocket. His friend comes over like, dude, maybe you've had enough. I was like, you know what? I think he should do one more. I don't know. Can he handle it? Okay, one more Red Rocket. He has diabetes and is dead now. So anyway, moral of the story, don't come into my bar when it's your birthday. Guys, the next comedian coming to the stage, super lucky to have him. Give it up for my man, Mr. Fernando Madrigal. Woo!
Do people take this out of here? I don't. Okay, cool. Don't worry. I'm just going to get up here and tell jokes. I'm not going to talk about the revolution. It's just a hat. I know with this hat on, I look like I could be Fidel Castro's illegitimate son. The one he had with the Afro-Cuban woman. And then he put on the Mario boat lift and got out of the country. The beginning of Scarface, you remember the boat? You remember, yeah. And then she died, and he's how my Wade is made his way to Maryland to tell jokes. I'm just kidding. He had them killed. I am Dominican, which is really just a fancy word for athletic Mexican. Not to be confused with Puerto Ricans, who are just Dominicans with blue passports. Like Brock said, my name is Fernando Madrigal, or Fernando Madrigal for the kitchen. All right, you guys are with it. Being an immigrant, I think about DACA a lot. Like the story of those kids really get to me. Like those kids come over here 6 or 7 years old, come here with no papers. Their parents work 2, 3 jobs just to make ends meet. They get to about high school age, they see their parents struggling, they're like, Mom, what can I do to help? Their mom's like, don't worry about it. You go to school, you get your education, that's how you can help us. And they do. They go on, they graduate high school, a lot of them become valedictorians, a lot of them go on to college, Ivy League schools sometimes, and they go back and become lawyers, help with the DACA stuff, some of them pro bono. And for 30 years, they have that threat of deportation hanging over their head. And I've been here legally for 30 years. And right now I'm telling jokes in Montgomery Public Access Television in Deerwood, Maryland. So my mom is disappointed. She's disappointed because I was a smart kid. I was always good at math and science. In high school, I took AP Calculus and AP Physics. I thought I was going to be an astronaut because of my mom's dream for me to be the first Dominican in space. So she can have plátanos up there. I don't know. Play in the MLB, the Moon League baseball, maybe. I was a good shortstop. And being the good son I was like, yeah. And then freshman year of college, I got to Calculus 2, and I was like, no. I still don't know what series and sequences are till this day. She's also disappointed because I'm 33 and single. By now, she thought I'd be married, have a couple kids, move her into my own place where she'd have that one room that smelled different than the rest of the house, you know what I mean? That one room that just smelled like Roman candles and Vicks Vapor Rub, or how Dominicans pronounce it, Vivaporu. Vicks Vapor Rub, some Dominican read that and went, Vivaporu. That's, ICK isn't silent in Spanish. We just said, we don't need those letters. That room would also contain that big-ass, long, scratched-up, 2-ton mahogany dresser she's had since 1995. You know, the one that's attached to her mirror with the rosary hanging from it and has that picture of it of her grandma from 1912 when she's not smiling because they couldn't afford happiness. That's right below that picture of Jesus in the frame looking like David Bowie on the Heroes cover, just. But I didn't get her that house. Being an immigrant, I also think a lot about Trump. And being a comedian, I hear a lot of assassination jokes about Trump. Is that treason? You think it's treason? No. Oh, okay. Well, you're very confident about that. Me, I'll never know because I'm not going to Google it. Nope. I really don't need that in my search history. You know, you pull out your phone, you're like, is it treason to assassinate the president? And they say, holy shit. That was quick. Snowden was right. Plus, my search is already fucked up because I watch a lot of porn. It's an intimate crowd. I think I can share this with you guys. This goes nowhere, okay, guys? Don't. Okay, I'll trust them. We're on public access. No one's watching this. Makes me feel shameful watching a lot of porn because I'm starting to realize that I can't spell amateur. That was the joke. You all can spell amateur, apparently. My bad. I forgot. You guys live in Upper Montgomery County. You guys like AMATEUR. Yeah, what? What? I don't get it, Fernando. Plus, Google is the worst for that. Because you type that nasty shit into Google. Google gets a little sassy with you. Oh, now you're on. Now, where were you 2 seconds ago? Like, yeah. Google gets a little sassy with you. You type it in. Google comes back at you like, did you mean hot ebony cum swapping thoughts amateur? Yes, Google, that's exactly what I meant. Now show me some bukkake. All right, I'm going to tell one more and get out of here. I'm a fan of the rapper Young Dolph. Yeah, I didn't think anybody knew who that was. It's cool. I think Dolph's like one of the hardest rappers out right now. Like Dolph's last mixtape was called Niggas Die Every Day. And the mixtape before that was called Bulletproof because the SUV he was in got shot up 100 times. And then he used the track list of Bulletproof to taunt the dudes that shot him. It was like 100 shots in Charlotte. But I'm bulletproof, so fuck them. Some hard-ass shit. To me, that's not the hardest thing about Dolph, though. The hardest thing about Dolph is that his first name is Adolf. Yeah. His parents named him Adolf. Even harder than that, his full name is Adolf Thornton Jr., which means his dad was also named Adolf, which makes the hardest family member grandma, because you had to pick that name in 1955 when it was still fresh. Like, that name was so fresh in 1955 that the concentration camp tattoos hadn't faded. I love that silence. Like, I imagine there was one vain Holocaust survivor that every once in a while will look at the tattoo and go, I should get this retouched. Okay, I see I lost you, so I'm going to go back to Dolph now. Fine. Don't want to go with me. I'll walk it back. I don't think it has to change much. I haven't even got to that part of the joke. Hold on, I skipped the whole part. My bad. I think Young Dolph's a fine name for him as a rapper, but I think it could be better. And I know it's an evil, awful name, but if you're a rapper, your first name is Adolf, you should definitely go by Adolf Hitler. Right? Adolf Hitler's a hard name. Like, no one's going to shoot up Adolf Hitler's Escalade. Like, I'd buy Adolf Hitler's Jews Die Every Day. Okay, a minute ago, I said niggas die every day. No one batted an eye. And that contained the racial slur. And half of you are like, are Dominicans black? Can he say that? He can say, I think he can say, he's like 98 Sammy Sosa. He can say that. Okay, I'll walk it back some more since you guys aren't with me. Except my man knows. He's the guy that looks like he listens to rap music knows that's a hard-ass rap name. I don't think he has to change his name to Adolf Hitler. I think he just make it one of his AKAs. He'll be doing a radio interview. Like, good morning. This is DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlemagne the God. It's the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest with us today. You know what? I'm going to let him introduce himself. Hey, man. What's going on? We out here. South Memphis, Tennessee. You know who it is. It's your boy, Young Dolph, a.k.a. Adolf Hitler, a.k.a. the Fuhrer of Memphis, a.k.a. Lil Blitzkrieg, a.k.a. Hans Gruber, a.k.a. Angela Merkia, a.k.a. Merk Nowitzki, a.k.a. Glocktoberfest, a.k.a. The Reich Stuff, a.k.a. Schindler's Fist, a.k.a. Neo-Nazi in my pocket, a.k.a. I keep the heat like Dresden, a.k.a. Neville, keep one of the Chamberlain, b.k.a. the nigga that ran through your bitch like she was Poland. Again, the guy that listens to rap music knows this is a fire joke. The nigga that ran through your bitch like she was Poland, that's a hard bar. It's a crazy bar. That's how you end the diss. You know what I mean? You come on the track, you be like, Adolf Hitler keep a chick that he be molding. Summer France 1940, she be folding. I got that good loud weed that she be rolling. Date night, Holocaust Museum, or maybe bowling. Key from that VC, thick like Kelly Rowland, but I still run through your bitch like she was. He knew where it was going. You know what? Let's follow his lead, okay? All right? Let's try this again. Key from that VC, thick like Kelly Rowland, but I still run through your bitch like she was. I'm not satisfied. That was tough. You didn't say anything. Okay. A little bit more energy. I'm on TV for the first time, people. Help me out here. Key from that VC, thick like Kelly Rowland, but I still run through your bitch like she was. All right. That's the best you're going to do, I guess. Guys, that's my time. Thank you so much.
Guys, get up for Fernando Madrigal. What a history lesson. I didn't know half those things even happened. Oh my. Jesus, someone needs to sign this guy. There's going to be no money behind what you're trying to do, but I think you know why. Guys, we have 2 more comedians left in this final segment. The next comedian just got done performing at the Kennedy Center in front of thousands of people. Give it up for Miss Kasha Patel. Kasha Patel. Woo!
Hooray! Thanks for joining me. This is odd. It feels like I'm holding this upside down, right? Yeah, you're making sure that I'm talking the right side. Otherwise, they can't hear me on TV one day. That would be kind of awkward if I was just standing here and then you just see me miming. That's my type of comedy. Cool. Well, it's nice to meet everyone. How's everyone doing? Cool. I'll introduce myself. My name's Kasha Patel. Nice to meet you. I am a foreign. My name is foreign because my parents are foreign. I was born that way. Foreign names always have the prettiest meanings, I think. My mom's name is Shoba, which literally means beauty. My brother's name is Kavi, which means poet. I recently found out that my name, Kasha, also has a meaning. It is a type of buckwheat. But I always get kind of nervous to tell people that because they try and be funny and say, hey, what's up, Kasha Buckwheat Patel? And I'm like, that's not that funny, Jesus False Hope Hernandez. You guys are in luck. I actually have a special attribute to myself. I actually fill the unknown demand of Indian female comics from West Virginia. Thank you. Hold your applause. I was actually born and brought up there, and as you can imagine, there are not a lot of Indians in West Virginia. I was the only one in my high school. There used to be 2 of us, but then my brother graduated. And then for college, I decided to go to a small liberal arts historically Baptist university in North Carolina that had like 10 Indians. And I remember thinking, where did all these Indians come from? And now I live in Washington, D.C., and I'm like, whoa, is this what India's like? This is amazing. Growing up, I didn't actually know what I was, though. Like, I just thought I was a really tan white person. Like, I stayed in my mom's womb a little too long and came out medium well. I also thought really pale redheads came out of the womb, like, way too early. But I remember one time, one of my classmates said, hey, Kasha, are you mixed? I had no idea what that meant. So I was like, yeah, I am. Half of my genes are from my mom. The other half are from my dad. And no, they're not related. But I remember going home that night, and I was just very confused. I remember asking my dad, Dad, what am I? And I knew that he was prepared for this moment because he responded by handing me a book called Daddy, Am I Hindu? But the book was all in Hindi. And I never learned Hindi because it's not a useful skill in West Virginia. So I just assumed I wasn't Hindu, and I told everyone that I was Asian and that my brothers were Caucasian. I do appreciate where my parents are from. I have been to India before, and I visited their hometowns. And I actually learned that when you're in India, the scariest things you can hear as a tourist are according to Indian standards. Because someone can come up to you and say, oh yeah, this is a great hotel according to Indian standards. Which means, yeah, it might have hot water, but you're definitely going to be showering with a bucket. I also found out that in India, apparently I'm very attractive. Guys find me very pretty, according to Indian standards. I'm actually not very good at dating. It's mainly because everything I learned about dating I learned from my parents, who had an arranged marriage, which is why I suck at dating. Like, I have never had a wedding before, or as my parents call it, a second date. My mom is very anxious for me to get married, so she's trying to give me all this advice, saying, Kasha, when you're looking for a man, don't pick a guy who has bushy eyebrows, because he'll never trim those. Or don't pick a guy who has bad posture now, because imagine what that's going to be like in 50 years. Turns out she was describing my dad. I do like my life here in Washington, D.C. I moved down here for my job. I did have something very cool happen to me at work the other day. The Indian Prime Minister was supposed to come, and I got so excited. I went to my boss. I'm like, I have to meet him. This is my only chance to meet a world leader. And she said, yeah, we can make that happen. And you can talk to him in Hindi. So I had 2 weeks to learn Hindi. Because that's what's really hard about being brown. I'm always disappointing people. Because people expect you to know everything about your culture. Like my same boss asked me, hey, Kasha, when does monsoon season begin in India? So I Googled it. And Google said, yes, my boss is racist. I don't know Hindi, but I do know that I have immigrant tendencies. I learned that the other day. That means that I refer to Windex, the window cleaner, as fis, because that's the noise it makes when you use it. And that's the hand motion you make when you use it, because that's how my mom taught me how to say it, because English is not her first language. So she taught me everything through onomatopoeia. Which is also why I now refer to sex as me. I moved down here for my job. I really liked my job. I used to work at NASA in the Earth Science Department. There's always a noticeable level of disappointment when I finish that sentence, mainly because people don't know that NASA studies Earth. But I think it's kind of a special sentence, right? Because there are very few things in life that can convey that drastic of a disappointment from the beginning of the sentence to the end of the sentence. Like, I can only think of, like, hi, I'm Michael Jordan, the baseball player. Or, hi, I'm George Washington, Carver. My job is actually a science writer. I really like my job because every day and all day I just get to talk to scientists, and I'm constantly learning new things. Like, I actually learned that neuroscientists are very good spellers because they're constantly spelling all these really long, complicated words like hippocampus, amygdala, insufficient funding. Part of my job is also to help distinguish the difference between fact versus myth. So, for example, fact, you can get chlamydia if a koala scratches you. Myth, your wife will believe you. I recently read that besides humans, Dolphins are the only other animals to have sex for pleasure. I don't know how you find that out. Like, are there just scientists staring at dolphins like, oh my God, I think those dolphins are smiling. That dolphin is oh, no, he just pulled out. Definitely not trying to get pregnant. Only for pleasure. I personally think all animals like to have sex for pleasure. They probably just don't like being watched by scientists. And why would they, right? Because, like, if I watch you have sex, I'm creepy. But if you put me in a lab coat, I'm a biologist. And if I'm watching porn at home, I'm teleworking. Humans are also the smartest animals in the world, according to a survey conducted by humans. Dolphins could have been the smartest animals in the world, but they didn't conduct their own survey because they're dumb. But I think saying that you're the smartest animal is kind of a silly superlative, right? Because, like, what are humans going to do with that information? Like, I'm not going to go up to a squirrel and say, hi, yes, I am smarter than you. Because I know what the squirrel's thinking. Go away so I can have sex. When I worked at NASA, a lot of people would come up to me with their conspiracy theories. NASA's very cool for many reasons, because they do all this stuff in space, but because it happens in space, a lot of people can't see it, so they think it didn't actually happen. Like, a lot of people actually think the moon landing was fake, which is ridiculous, right? Because astronauts brought back moon rocks, and there's video, you know? Like, I've never seen my parents have sex before, but I know it happened because I'm here and there's video, you know? All right, guys, my name's Kasha Patel. Have a good night.
Guys, give it up for Kasha Patel, am I right? I've actually seen that videotape, and it is shocking. It's on VHS. We might actually have the equipment to play it here. I don't have to. Oh, no. You pay $2.99 per minute. Okay, guys. We are down to your last comedian of our last episode, and we really saved the best for last. You asked for, we brought it to you. Give it up for Miss Candace Saunders. Yeah, keep clapping, everybody. Woo!
Keep it going for Brock and the rest of the comics you heard today. So what's up, everybody? Everybody have a good 420? I'm just kidding. Down in D.C. is illegal. It's legal there, so that's cool. How many people here are from D.C.? Okay. D.C.'s different, right? Much different than we remember. I didn't know how different D.C. had become until I was down off Florida Avenue a couple weeks ago. And, like, I'm used to, like, don't make eye contact, lock your car, hurry up and get to your destination, Florida Avenue. So I'm walking really fast to my show, and out of nowhere, this white guy comes jogging by like, it's safe now, and you don't have to do that anymore. This is no ma. We took it back. He had a little Maltese with him. It's looking at me like, make a move and I'll cut you. I swear I'll cut you. I'm like, wow, okay. So it is different, though. I love D.C. I love this area. I had my first life-changing experience here in this area. I was here during that earthquake. I know y'all remember that. It was scary. It was very scary. I remember I was walking along and, like, the ground started moving. So, like, my first thought was, I am done with this weed. I quit. I'm not doing this anymore. It's over. But then once I realized it was an earthquake, I picked my joint back up, apologized to it, and my next thought was, I am not going to die in a Family Dollar with a pack of off-brand maxi pads in my hand. Like, because can you imagine them finding me dead under the rubble, clutching Family Dollar Super Max, like kids, the cops, the police dog, everyone would show up like, wow, this broke bitch couldn't even get Always. This is terrible. This is awful. Need to get a job, do better. So I have been trying to save money in 2018. I've been trying to save money and inadvertently ruined my niece's 9th birthday. Like, for the last 6 months, she's been calling me up every day like, hey, Aunt Candace, for my birthday, can I get Barbie's Dream House? Can you please get me Barbie's Dream House? And I'd always tell her, like, yeah, I got it, it's cool. So, like, 2 weeks ago, it was crunch time. She called me up one last time like, hey, Aunt Candace, don't forget, Barbie's Dream House. I'm turning 9. I really, really want it. Please get it. Like, I got you. As soon as we get off the phone, I'm going to order it. So I hang up the phone, go on Amazon. I see Barbie's Dream House is like $700 freaking dollars. Like, when did this happen? Because, like, I grew up in the early 90s. I remember Barbie's Dream House was like $60. It was a townhouse. It folded up, went under the bed. You didn't see it anymore. Now it's $700, takes up 4 rooms in your house. Like, oh, okay, Barbie's got a plantation now. Oh, okay. And the slaves are sold separately, right? No, I'm not going for that. No, I can't afford that. Can't do it. So I didn't want to disappoint her, though, because she's my niece. I love her, and I know vintage is in. So I wound up going to Goodwill, finding a little old school 1991 Barbie townhouse, $2.25, 50% off. Yes, I'm winning. Like, I got it. So I got it. You know, it had some crayon marker on it, whatever, nothing 409 couldn't handle. Cleaned it up, made it look beautiful. Like, I'm super proud of it. I'm like, she's going to love it. So I wrap it up really nice, sit it in the middle of my living room. 10 a.m. on the dot on her birthday. She kicks in my door like the cops, like, where's Barbie's Dream House? I'm standing next to it in the living room, like, proud as ever. Like, yeah, here it is. Come get it. So she runs over, rips the wrapping paper off, opens it up, sees the townhouse. Now she's got a few questions, like, why are there no doors? Why is the only furniture a broken stove and a dirty mattress? I played dumb. Like, oh, my God, you said Barbie's Dream House? What? Wow, I thought you said foreclosed row house. I thought she wanted to make money like Shark Tank. Like, she got mad, like super mad, like Sean Spicer mad. Like, threw everything at me in my house, cussed me out, unfriended me on Facebook. And she's done. She's done. So that didn't work out too well. I said I was going to stop being obsessed with social media, like everybody here, right? Right? Just everybody's obsessed with social media. Like, what's the social media of choice here tonight? Okay. You said it like, whoa, Graham, okay. Of cocaine, what? No. Okay, Instagram, like somebody said Twitter. Not really a Twitter fan, because honestly, Twitter sounds like something to do to a guy's balls, and like, I'm not about that life, like, at all. Like, some guy's gonna go home tonight, like, honey, can you Twitter my nuts, please? Like, oh, it's like a coin purse, so I get it. But I love Facebook. I love Instagram. I actually did just get on Instagram about 6 months ago. Like, full disclosure, I didn't know what Instagram was at first. I honestly thought it was the guy that shows up with the Coke. I did. That's why I said that. Like, you know, like, hey, what's up? You guys want to party? What's going on? Instagram. Like, that's what I thought. But apparently it's a place for selfies. Everyone's selfie. Like, it's a place for girls to filter themselves to the point they don't look like themselves. Like, you don't know it's them. Like, you're my mom. I know that's not your face. Please stop. You know, like, so I stick to Facebook, love Facebook, but it's hard for me to surf Facebook at work and, like, not get caught by my boss. Like, trying to close down all your Facebook windows before your boss gets to your desk is like trying to get the keys in the door before the killer gets you. You know, you're sitting at your desk like, yeah, I'll be at that party. Oh, she's a slut. Ooh, that baby's not cute. Oh, crap, here he comes. Oh, God. Why is he walking so fast? Oh, God. You get down to that last window, it's like Windows is not responding. Like, no. What am I going to do? I need this government job. What am I going to do? So you burn the place down and become a stand-up comic. That's what I do. But I'm over how much Facebook knows about my life. I'm not comfortable with that. Like, somehow Facebook knows that I'm poor and need to buy a new car. Like, throughout my timeline of, like, crazy antics, people yelling, pictures of cats, it's like, Kia, buy a Kia, you broke bitch, buy a Kia. Like, okay, buy a Kia, I should. And it's awesome because Kia's offering 2.9% financing for qualified buyers. 2.9, it's a good deal. You got to have good credit for that. So, like, if you have good credit, why the hell would you buy a Kia? Like, what, like, you buy a Kia because you went to the Lexus dealership, they ran your credit, and the guy punched you in the face. Like, I'm going to be honest. But, like, I probably should buy a new car because my car is terrible. It's, like, 14 years old. Like, it's really bad. Like, it's so bad that I don't need a gym membership. Just driving it to work is enough of a workout. Like, people ask me all the time, like, wow, Candace, what are you doing to stay in shape? You doing, like, hot yoga, Bikram yoga, hip-hop abs? Are you running? I'm like, I'm running late. But no, none of those things. Really, I just stay in shape because my car hasn't had an alignment in 8 years. And let's the honest truth, like going down 495, trying to keep it in the lane, I'm just working out the biceps, working out the biceps. Like I'm not drunk, I'm working out the biceps. And I don't have any brake fluids, so now I gotta pump the brake, pump the brake, pump the brake. But every time I brake, I don't have a passenger seat belt, so now I'm brake, hold the passenger, brake, hold the passenger, brake, hold the passenger. Oh, I gotta pay a toll when the window won't go down. Open the door, pay the toll. Open the door, pay the toll. Open the door, pay the toll. Yeah, I'm really feeling the burn now, and I'm really feeling it. That's because your sunroof won't close. Towel, towel, towel. Shit, here come the cops. Let me put on my seatbelt, seatbelt, seatbelt. Oh no, we're in Virginia. Hide the weed, hide the weed, hide the weed. Oh no, I gotta make a left turn. I have no power steering fluid. Windmill, windmill, windmill. And that's Alignment Abs. It's coming out soon. So that's my life. I did have a baby recently, so I should probably go home and take care of him. But thanks for the applause, guys. No, well, thanks. I see most of you all aren't convinced. Like some of you all are looking at me like, you got a girlfriend, bitch, stop playing. But I actually did have a baby recently that last snowstorm, last 2016, wasn't prepared for it. It got me. You know, we wound up getting 36 inches of snow. I spent a night shoveling snow, and then we want to go celebrate. There's no alcohol in the house. Maybe a half a bottle of Cuervo from 2008. We're like, we'll make do. So then we figure out we have no mixers, so we go next door to the neighbor. He's got 5 kids. All he's got is Capri Sun. So now it's Cuervo and Capri Sun. I had 2 minutes of mediocre sex, like so mediocre that I literally took one leg of my snowsuit off. That's it. That's it. And so that Monday I flew out, went back out on the road, and I spent the next 2 weeks playing Where's Waldo with my period, like walking around like, oh, no, that's not it. No, there it is. No, that's it. No, that's definitely it. No, those are tacos from a questionable lunch truck, not your period. So I fly back home. I was like, oh, I got to go get a pregnancy test. So I come back home. I go to Family Dollar because, you know, that's my thing. Love Family Dollar. Plus, the tests are $2. They're the cheapest on the market. They're $2, but they're behind the counter because, of course, they are. So I go to the lady. I ask her, hey, listen, can I get a pregnancy test, please? So she's going to look at me and be like, good luck. Like, first of all, why are you smoking in here? Like, really? Like, what's going on, man? So I go home. I'm kind of rattled, so I go home. I take the test. It's supposed to take 5 minutes. 2 lines pop up in 30 seconds, but I'm, like, still in denial. I'm like, oh, it means I'm not pregnant. So, like, an hour later, I reread the box. It's like, oh, crap, 2 lines means I am pregnant. So I did the next best thing any lady would do. I went to my boyfriend like Marion Barry, like, bitch, you set me up. Like, what is this, you trapper keeper? Like, I'm not ready for this. And it's crazy, like, being pregnant because all my friends, like, abandoned me. I didn't have any friends, so I'm looking for friends in, like, unlikely places. Like, I see a pregnant raccoon eating cat food one day, 1 p.m. I'm looking at it. I should be freaking out, like, oh, my God, rabies. But I'm like, oh, my God, mommy group. Like, can we be friends? Like, I was crazy jealous. Like, I was convinced my boyfriend was cheating on me, and I'm on the road. So I'm like, I know there's a girl in the house. I know there's girls. He's like, there's no girls. It's like, you know what? FaceTime me the house. Show me. So I've got him under the bed, outside, in your trunk, in the refrigerator, behind the water heater. There's no girl. So I'm like, I'm sorry, hon. So I go to sleep, wake up 3 a.m. in a cold sweat, call my boyfriend up like, the bitch is in the well. It's funny, right? It's funny because we lived in an apartment complex and there was nobody in a well. But my name's Candace Saunders. You guys have been great. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.
Thank you, Candace.
Thank you.
A big round of applause for Candace. So I don't know if anyone saw the recent new Durex condom ad. No? No one? It says, wrap it up in latex or she's going to have your paychecks. Right? Now, does anyone here lacks creativity? I got the best solution for you guys. Get yourself a gym membership and you'll find out every single reason never to attend. Right? Now, I've been actually, like, I went 2 days ago, I went to the library, I was doing some research, and I was sitting right near the librarian. And then finally a man comes to her and said, hey, do you happen to have any books on suicide? And the librarian answered, said, well, hell no, you're never going to bring the book back. Right? So I would like to thank everyone for coming over today and encouraging those amazing comedians. I would like to thank Brock Snyder from Four Corners Comedy to have brought all those great comedians to be able to entertain all of you. So what's going to happen from now is we will gather all this information, gather all the video. He's my hand signer, yeah. And we will put it, we'll upload it on YouTube. And then once you guys write down, yeah, okay, you write down the best comedians out of the 3 segments, we will offer them the day of the life of a comedian, and we will present it to Hulu and Netflix, and then put it and wipe, yeah. And but you'll have this footage, the B-roll footage is going to be uploaded on YouTube, and is going to appear here at the MCM Media. So hopefully soon enough you'll be able to have this, as long as I find a good editor that'll be able to wrap this up for us. So I would like to thank everyone. Yeah. I would like to thank Brock for helping me out. Yeah. And again, thank you all, and have yourself a wonderful rest of the evening.
Guys, thank you so much. That's it. This is the end of the comedy show. Let's get out of here safely. Grab your stuff, grab your trash.
And make sure to give me your votes. That's really important.
Your shoes back at the door. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, buddy.